We are live. Hello. Hola.
Why is everybody alive and no one shows up?
Bienvenidos. I don't know.
I'm just, you know,
I have a feeling that somebody will show up because somebody was watching this the moment I scheduled it.
or waiting or whatever.
Waiting. They
Yeah.
were waiting. Yeah. So
I
it's
hope to God
okay.
they weren't watching, waiting for that many hours.
No, no, they were waiting. Um,
Hola, Willie.
Hi, Willie. Buenas tardes. And Rick, how you doing?
Oh, a new left hip. Mm.
What? That's not good.
Well, it's better if it's a bad one. You're getting rid of the bad one, but that just,
That's usually like a surgery that requires a bunch of autologous blood donations too.
ooh.
Yeah. Uh, Hola, hell mom. Hey, yes, Wilfredo, you are here. Here.
Hola,
Hey,
Mark and Paulette
Mark and Paulette, nice to see you.
and Julie.
Wow.
Hold on,
Whoa.
is it an E or
Yeah, it's Julie.
okay?
There
I'm
you
just,
go. Blowing away. Let me keep the scroll going. Okay, so Rick says he feels great.
I'm glad.
Must be on some good meds.
Well, I mean, when you've got a bad hip, it hurts all the time. So
Yeah,
yeah, getting rid of that pain is like yes. So
true.
I'm sure.
True that. True that. Guys, I'm tired. We, we, we went away for a beach vacation for 7 days, but 4 of those days were spent on airplanes.
Yes, 8 flights total.
Yeah, good times.
Ola
Good
Terry and
times.
Stephanie. Yeah, that was
Mhm.
and that was sort of the thing we were going to lead off with tonight was airline travel.
Airline travel, the
You know,
greyhound of the skies, where it used to be classy and now it's just a herd of cattle getting shoved into a little space.
yeah, it's just let's see. Well, I guess we probably should start with TSA, and the easiest TSAs we had were at the beginning of both 2-day travels here in Querétaro, and
Oh
then
yeah,
and then the one in Wilmington. We're both pretty, you know, straightforward. Got on in, got through, and no problem. Of course, if you fly from Mexico and go to Dallas, you got to pick up your bags and then go through TSA again. And the customs people in Dallas, they're great. TSA people in Dallas, they ain't so great. It's
no,
just,
no. There's a whole lot of attitude and cockiness and barking of commands and
and I get it because people don't pay attention to them and everything else. But you know, the attitude is sort of is permeating through everything. And then we had to do Pittsburgh twice, and their TSA. And part of this, I give them a little bit of a pass on because they are weeks away from opening their brand new terminal, so they have devised this alternative TSA.
alternative. Alternative being the key phrase. Alternative usually means not the norm, something different, not the way things usually are. Correct? Alternative.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and
So we follow the signs for TSA.
they didn't really put any additions to the signage that's been there for years, pointing everybody to TSA. So down we go, only to find that particular TSA is for TSA pre-approved and crew members.
Yeah. So basically, if you shelled out money for TSA, you got to use TSA. If you were the second class citizen of TSA, you went to alternative TSA.
Which was back up the stairs,
Mm-hmm.
across the street,
Mm-hmm.
into a almost like a trailer, but
like a
I mean,
temporary
yeah, temporary shelter.
shelter,
That
dividing us into two lines, which then merged again into one line, which then split again into two lines.
but you got to practice for your upcoming weddings
Or prom.
or prom, because they took the two lines and they took the first person in each line and put your feet on the yellow footprints and walk. And they had a dog walking around, and sometimes he paid attention, sometimes he didn't.
But you weren't allowed to go with your travel partner. You had to walk the line with the stranger in the other line. And the dog didn't always sniff you. Sometimes the dog just wandered off somewhere, which was the case with me.
And then the weird part was we only had to do that one out of the two times.
Yeah, we go through twice, but they only made us do that once.
And one time, well, more than once, we had to take laptops out. Once it was take everything out, and I said, Kindle included? Yes, Kindle included. Another time was no, just put the bag on there. I'm like,
one time we didn't have to take anything out.
That's what I'm saying. Just put the bag up there, and they ran the bag through. And I'm going.
One time they hand searched my bag because I had so many electronics that the guy who was reading the x-rays couldn't figure out what a power brick was for my laptop. So they took it out and went, it's a power brick.
The interesting thing is TSA is all run, if I remember correctly, by Homeland Security. Who's making up the different rules at the different locations?
Yeah. And yeah, you don't have to take your shoes off anymore, but I did. I had to take my shoes off.
Sometimes I had to take my belt off. Sometimes I didn't. I'm like, sometimes glasses on, sometimes glasses in the bin.
Sometimes Fitbit on, sometimes Fitbit off.
I'm like,
it's like there was no consistency at all. It reminded me a lot of bureaucracy in Mexico.
That was just, inconsistent was the term that was
inconsistent is a good term. But by far the most obnoxious people were the ones in Dallas Fort Worth.
Yeah.
And they always are. They're always obnoxious.
Unfortunately, we only have to go through them when we come out of Mexico. Yeah. Because when we fly, back to the Mexico, returning, we just are managed to go from one gate to the next gate and then clear customs. So
let's quickly catch up. Terry and Stephanie, hi. And Yvette. We have not been on any Mexican airlines as of yet. We're almost always exclusively on American because I'm racking up the points. I mean, I could fly round trip to Europe for free right now, except with the processing fee. We got so many points. It's crazy.
And they're convenient to where we want to go.
Yeah.
And, Houston, Dallas, or United going through Houston always seems to have some type of ground issue. And it's like, you know what? If I can skip that and coming right now, I mean, I think there's three choices out of Querétaro. If my memory is correct, I think it's Dallas, Houston, or Miami. Well, Miami doesn't make a whole lot of sense. Normally, it would have made sense for us going to the beach, but we had to go to Pittsburgh. So,
right. And it seems that, to be fair, Dallas Fort Worth is a large international hub of an airport. And every time we're there, there's a ton of people there. There's always a ton of people. The activity is insane. At the same time, they frequently have delayed and canceled flights. And I mean, I've had a friend who actually waited for 5 freaking days before she could get a flight out of Dallas. We were telling her, why don't you just rent a car and drive to the next closest airport? Because what happened was they had storms and they backed everything up, and it's a domino effect. But for 5 days, she waited to get out, and she had to go in every day and wait all day long in the airport.
And then just turn around and go home.
And
I
then
mean,
they didn't have a flight, so she had to go back and then come back again. But the day we were there, they had storms that morning. Denton, Texas, actually had like 6 inches of hail, like laying
yeah,
on
I
the
mean,
ground. So they had cancellations and delays, and we had a delay.
and we had a
small one.
1 hour delay.
Small
so it
one.
wasn't, and fortunately, everything that they told us this time was accurate.
Yeah.
I mean, they said we're leaving at this time, we're leaving at this gate,
Mm-hmm.
and both of those things occurred. The last time, that wasn't the case. So,
no, last time we didn't get in till 4 a.m. and we were supposed to be in here like
11:58.
Yeah.
And then the other things that get me,
Oh.
On the plane, they haven't allowed smoking on the plane since 1990, February 25th of 1990 to be, exact. And I know there were some international flights after that, but all domestic. That was the last day. And you go, really? You guys got to keep making an announcement, not once, but twice. And we still have to have no smoking signs up there.
And the light.
And the light. It's like, okay. And
there's people on that plane that weren't even born when smoking was allowed. But yet we're still saying no smoking.
And then the one that really gets me is you cannot, it's illegal to plug in an e-cig or a vape.
To charge it.
And I'm like, why? So I actually went to the FAA site. Well, because they are lithium batteries, they have the possibility of catching on fire. And I'm going, well, then why are you giving us all these USB ports so we can all plug our lithium batteries that are powering our cell phones that everybody in every seat has got theirs plugged in and is going on them?
Phones, laptops, tablets.
I mean,
yeah, earbuds. They're all lithium batteries. So I don't know. It actually seems more like a penalty to because you smoke. Shame on you. You're not allowed to charge your biz while you're on that flight. You'll have to wait and charge after you get off the flight. It's not that you're using it. You're just not even allowed to charge it. Also, you're not allowed to pack lithium batteries of any kind anymore inside your checked bags. That includes your shaving kits, your toothbrushes, hair dryers, et cetera, all for the same reason, that they may catch fire and explode. But then why are we taking them on the plane in the first place?
Don't ask me.
I'm just so confused. And I've got battery packs, to charge the phones, bricks.
And then you accidentally forgot when we left the beach and put your toothbrush in your suitcase.
I did. I forgot.
And, and then, all 8 flights, my little speaker was in my suitcase. For all of them, that's lithium battery the entire time. And,
yeah, I don't know.
Come on, FAA, bring it on.
There's a whole lot of inconsistencies across the board in a lot of ways. None of the TSAs are standardized. What's allowed and what's not allowed isn't really standardized. And then it just seems like some things are not allowed on a whim, while others are. And his explanation that he found right on the FFA website really is invalid because they don't disallow battery pack bricks.
If that was the case, there would be no charging ports.
Exactly.
I mean,
Yes.
And one other thing while we're talking about on the planes, when in the hell did they become flying meat lockers?
Oh, Lord.
I mean, I expected to hear the outro from Layla and turn around and see Joey Carbone hanging from a hook
in a meat locker
because it was frigging cold.
It was cold. It was cold on every flight we had. Very, very cold.
I mean,
everybody. Well, I was the only one that didn't bring a jacket. Granddaughter had a jacket. He was wearing a jacket. I had no jacket. And it was cold.
I mean, I'm wearing long sleeves, my hoodie,
I'm asking for hot coffee just so I can hold
Yeah,
the
I
cup
mean,
and just warm my hands. It was cold. My nose was cold.
yeah.
Yeah. And they say, I looked that up. They say that they keep the temperature low because when you are in flight at that altitude, um, one, there there's less humidity, and two, they if they keep it cold, you are less likely to
It tamps down nausea.
faint or have nausea. Yeah.
You know, because there's nothing
So
worse when you get that nauseous feeling and you start to sweat. You know, it's like, this
yeah,
is
it's
not going to
coming.
be good.
But it helps with both of those things. So they do that to keep people, because of the fact that you're also getting dehydrated because there's less moisture in the air, and also because it helps keep nausea down and helps keep people from fainting. So it has an overall benefit, but damn, it's cold.
Yeah.
It's cold.
Thank you, Stephanie. Yeah, I wasn't quite sure when it came out of the box. It was like,
It's getting there.
it's a
He
little
has to
bit it's
pinch.
a little bit different form than my old one, but I haven't worked enough on it yet. The other one was 20 years in creation, so we'll give this one time to get.
I'm actually really pleased. Aside from the weirdness of a light colored uh,
Well,
felt.
it's not felt.
No, I know.
It's the underside.
Suede,
It's the
the
underside.
suede,
No, it's the underside of the root leather.
which is called suede.
Well, okay.
So the underside is light, and then it has a dark ring
They tanned one
around the
side
band.
and left the
So
other.
that was a little odd looking, but it has a modeled effect in the staining that they did, and it is kangaroo like the other one. So
If it lasts 20 years like the other one, it'll be the last hat I get.
don't say that.
Well,
Hey, we'll
at
get
84, I won't give a shit.
and Papa spent
Ooh.
$1,400 on a new water heater installed today. We're kind of running into some issues ourselves. Our water heater wasn't heating this morning. The pilot had gone out. So I had a cold shower. Always a joy at 5:30 in the morning. And thought maybe the gas had run out, because we think we have a leak in the gas tank as well. And as it turns out, half of our gas is already gone from the last time we got it filled up.
Which was less than 3 weeks ago?
3 weeks ago, maybe 4, but we weren't here for a week. So
right.
yeah,
And
half a tank of gas is gone.
3,000 pesos worth of gas. I mean, it was 1,100 and some odd litros de gas. And
so our landlord's like, I'm going to look into replacing the water heater, because we probably need to get something that's a little more efficient. And
on demand.
On demand would be great, but the problem is that I still think we have a leak.
I agree. I think we have multiple problems.
And so, yeah, we don't have to pay for that stuff, but we got to deal with it until something's done about it. So,
well, I mean, got the water heater started again, and I had a warm shower.
Nice. We still don't have any hot water in our kitchen sink, though. And we don't know what the issue is there. We got to bring Saul out, see if he can investigate. We leave in the morning, driving to the States for several weeks, and I'm sure we'll feel exhausted when we get back home. Not flying, driving. Yeah. Travel's just tiring. It's tiring, even if you are taking airlines, because you got to get there a couple hours early. You got to go through all the crap with people in bad moods, it seems. And then you get to the gate. They don't have enough damn seats at the gate for the number of people getting on the plane. So you got to stand or find someplace else to sit. Then a Coke costs $3 to $4.
Yeah.
Burger King lunch for $3 is over $50.
Wendy's.
I mean, there's just so much about it that sucks.
Yeah, and the other thing is every flight that we heard announced, and this is only American because we were in the American sections of both Charlotte and Dallas, which are both hubs, and Pittsburgh. Well, we didn't spend much time in Pittsburgh really, but every one of them. If you are boarding in groups 7, 8, or 9, you can bring your roller bags right up to us, because you're not going to have any space in the overhead.
No, they solid booked these flights. Solid.
I mean,
and they bump people because they overbook. It's just so aggravating.
I can't remember which airport it was at, but there were 42 people waiting to upgrade
To first
to first
class.
class.
Yeah, there's only like what 4 rows, so four
Four or
seats,
five rows,
16,
depending
16
upon.
to 20 seats.
Yeah, I mean, 42 were on the list, and I'm sitting here going, the odds once you get past, I don't know, 4 are almost infinitesimal because the flights are all packed and sold out. So,
Oh, this is funny. Retired and salty. Uh, do I sound salty today? Because I feel salty.
well, cold shower, you don't want to spend a lot of time in there.
No, I took a shower. I got clean. It wasn't comfortable at all. But yeah, it's easier to wash my hair in cold water than it is everything else.
Well, see, you're seeing the top of it, retired. Then down below the parrot is not expired.
Retired, not expired. Oh, and Terry. Saw your shopping video at HEB. Question was the amount of food. Was it for a week? That was really about 2 weeks, roughly. Mark will go and get he'll get some more Coke because he goes through a 3 liter every day. So he would go and get more Coke, and there might be a chance that there might be 1 or 2 random items, a snack or something.
Or something like,
yeah.
Oh, we thought we had one more milk in the pantry. We didn't. Grab another milk,
Yeah. But typically we spend about $500 or less every month on groceries. So that was about 2 weeks. Yep.
And right now we've been hitting the La Comer in El Pueblito. And
all right, Oklahoma City for residency application. That's cool. The weird thing is when we went to Kansas City, they specifically had stated that they served 3 states, and Oklahoma was one of those 3 states. That made me.
It may have changed.
It may have changed. It made me think Oklahoma might not have had a consulate. Why would Kansas City serve Oklahoma?
I mean, realistically, Oklahoma City is about equidistance from KC or Dallas, so it's because that's sort of the halfway point, and both Dallas and KC have consulates, but maybe enough people now demand and everything else of Mexican nationals are in Oklahoma that, hey, whoa, we need some help here because that's not an easy get to.
I'm going to come back in just a minute, but Wilfredo, the United States, well, they just pride themselves on how efficient their policies are and everything. So I don't buy that. I don't buy that TSA doesn't get the message. It was so inconsistent from airport to airport. It was just crazy.
And here's the thing, pre 9/11, they were still, if you were carrying something on, it went through the X-ray machine, and you had to go through a metal detector because they were looking for weapons.
Right.
And it went fairly quickly. What have they really stopped since 9/11?
The shoe thing.
One time, and that was in Europe. And they caught him on the plane before the plane took off.
But, it was the shoe thing.
Yeah, but one.
They caught one person trying to light their shoes on fire.
And how many billions have we spent in upgrading TSA? And what do we really have to show for it? Go back to scanning everything and just,
Yeah.
So.
So, have we been? Do we have plans to go to Chihuahua? Well, I don't believe so. It's never been on our list of places to visit. Do you know more about Chihuahua? Other than the most adorable, cute little dogs ever.
It is one of those that the border area is again iffy, but then that's not just Chihuahua. That's Nuevo Leon. That's the entire going across the run of the border there. And when we first were looking at creating where we wanted to live in Mexico, we basically just sort of drew a line at Durango and said we wanted to be south of there due to, and most of this was due to the perception that we were given by mainstream media, in the US, which we all know now, having lived here, they're full of it, that anything to dramatize, oh, Mexico's so unsafe. Folks, no, we're a lot safer here than we are back in the US.
Yeah.
But we just we had 4 years and we had to create a itinerary of where we were going to go. And that ended up being basically south of Durango. So what?
Oh my God, you have the biggest vein right there.
Oh.
Oh my Lord. I worked
we won't tell you where she's touching, but that's
I worked in the lab, and part of that would sometimes include collecting blood. And so I just, a lot of people who work in the lab, they can zone in on somebody's arms from across the room and see the veins they have, and that's kind of what's happening here. He's got this monster vein running down the front of his wrist. I mean, it's huge. I think it's just because he lost weight and they're just popping out more.
Well,
yeah. So wait, get back here. Hey, Lambden. Hola.
Hey, Lambden.
I was getting to Suzanne because this is a good point. As an FA, I busted a lot of folks smoking in the bathrooms in the lab. They just test the waters, but they get arrested at the gate.
I get that, and those people are stupid.
They're just stupid. I think, is it necessary? Is it really necessary to have no smoking signs everywhere? Why is it not just something that is on your boarding pass or right at the door as you're boarding the plane? Like, you should only have to see this sign one time and be done with it.
And make the announcement once.
Make it one time. One time. You've been told.
Yeah.
And if you don't pay attention, then oh well.
It's, no, I get that. There are stupid people that just absolutely go, oh, well, yeah, so.
See, there you go. A lot of people still try to smoke on the plane. Blame the ones who can't follow directions. That is absolutely true.
Absolutely. I mean,
no, it's true. But the thing is I don't think you should have to harp on it over and over.
No,
again.
They know the consequences after 35 years of not smoking on planes.
Like, this is standard fare since the 1990s. You haven't been allowed to smoke on a plane since the 1990s. If you don't know this by now, then you deserve to get arrested at the gate.
We left it. We left at 4 a.m. and I didn't get another cigar for 12 hours almost. And so,
especially after a few drinks.
Yeah, I mean, I get that.
I know. Oh my gosh. So yeah, okay. My last flight, it was the flight coming back into Querétaro, I believe, where I had all the Baileys. I think it was.
Yes, that was coming back from Dallas to Querétaro, because she was like, I like you, so I'm pouring you a double. And I went, thank you very much, because I thought all I had was orange juice.
Yeah.
And she just looked at me and goes, no, her. And I was like, oh, okay.
I finally exercised my right as a first class passenger to have some free booze. It's not really free. Not really, because you paid for it. But
oh, yeah.
But, they want $10 a bottle for these little single serve bottles of alcohol. Well, you get those included in your first class fare. And I was good the whole trip. All I ever would ask for would be coffee with some cream and sugar.
Well, I was trying to get warm.
Because I was freezing.
Yeah.
So we're on the last flight. I actually had dropped my phone that morning right on my big toe and broke it. My toe is all bruised right now. And it was really painful hobbling through the airport with a broken toe. And I didn't think I did it that bad at first. It hurt really bad, but the more I walked, the more I knew I broke my toe. And there's nothing you can do about that. They don't do anything for a broken toe. So, I'm not feeling good. My toe hurts. I'm freezing. I'm getting a headache. And I'm like, you know what? Screw this. I asked for Bailey's on the rocks. And she was really funny about it. And yeah, I got my Bailey's on the rocks. Okay, so then she comes around again. This time she gives me a double. I didn't ask for a double. She was just like, I just like you.
Yeah.
So I had a few Baileys on that last flight. Oh, I was so happy too. I was feeling happy because of the Baileys. Um, it tell you all the details involved with temp, also the lithium battery. They don't
Yeah.
or
I think that's they don't.
they don't. Yeah, there's
Yeah.
a lot going on with that. And it's not clear.
And the whole thing is the consistency of it.
Hmm.
Lithium batteries are lithium batteries are lithium batteries. I mean, granted, there are two types of lithium batteries. For everybody goes, Mark, what are you talking about? There is lithium ion and there's lithium po, but there's still lithiums, and both the e-cigs and the phones use either one. So, it all depends upon, do you want one that's going to cost more, that's going to last longer and discharge slower, which is the lithium po, or do you want the cheaper battery, which is the lithium ion? So,
I think most of the time the phones have the Po.
yeah.
Yeah.
But
And it just makes sense.
Geez, they ought to with the price they charge nowadays.
Right. What do I do for work? Well, I work in healthcare IT. I am a subject matter expert in Cerner, PathNet, GenLab, and Cerner RadNet. And so, what that basically means is the computer system that the lab uses to run all their orders, or what radiology uses to perform all their exams. I maintain that.
And then to distribute the results to
Yeah.
the appropriate people.
I mean, like I build the orders, I take care of routing, interfaces, reference ranges. There's a lot. Everything it's tied to that. And I also do things like, oh, my label printer isn't printing where I want it to print. Okay, so I route your computer to that label printer. Things like that. There's a lot I don't know how to do, but those are my main areas. And believe me, I've got plenty of work keeping me busy. I do not have enough hours in the day. And it's interesting. That was something we discussed today during a team meeting, is the amount of work that we're doing supporting what is considered a legacy project. Legacy project means you're keeping the lights on while the customer is changing to a different system. So their people are off learning the new system and building it, and they hire people to come in and babysit and maintain
and fix things that
the old
break
system.
and keep it
keep the
bare bones minimum.
Keep the lights
keep
on.
it going the way it's supposed to, and she's getting very good at all the F-bombs and all this, because she's getting inundated with stuff that
I ain't got enough Baileys. There's a lot of it's projects and enhancements, and that is not what legacy support is.
And if you've lived with this and had a workaround for 20 years and you got a new system coming online in 18 to 24 months, guess what?
Yeah, why do you
keep doing the workaround until the new system gets there? But they're like, well, it'd really be nice if we could do this. Well, it might be nice, but it ain't gonna happen.
I actually asked the lead of our consulting business team. We had a big team meeting today, and I said to him, do I have to consistently on a weekly basis request permission to have overtime? I said, because quite frankly, I have the biggest closure rate on tickets on my team. I pump them out as fast as I can get them out.
By far.
I said, but I'm drowning. And the amount of work they have on me right now, I can't get it all done doing a straight 40-hour week. It's impossible. Of course, they made a suggestion that maybe I could get my manager to help me evaluate. Evaluate my tickets and prioritize. I'm sorry.
He asked you to do that for your other team members. I mean,
yeah,
I'm sorry.
He's not capable of managing anything. So I've become a de facto team lead without the title, without the pay. It's frustrating, but that's what I do. It's just not normally like this. I've had jobs like this before where I actually worked for Cerner, and I turned off the computer at 5 and I was done. I didn't have all this hanging on. I mean, I worked a full 40-hour week last week while I was on vacation.
Uh-huh.
I got up early in the morning and I worked late at night. So it's just kind of the way it is. If I don't do it, I'm never going to be ahead of the mess that I have. So, yeah. So anyway, yeah, I wanted to know, do I have to ask every week if I am allowed to have the overtime? Contractually, they're not allowed to pay the overtime, or they have to limit it. But
Well,
then your work ain't going to get done. Sorry.
and nobody in her company's management has the cojones to sit there and say, if you keep asking for this, you're going to have to pay overtime.
Yeah.
Because that's not part of the contract.
Yeah. Projects and enhancements are not legacy.
Nobody, they're like, we don't want to lose the contract. So you're going to get run over. You know what? Stand up one time and go, look, we're contracted to do this. We are more than happy to do this. We've been supplying you with this. But when you start tossing these other items into the mix, it does two things. Number one, it causes a delay in getting what we're supposed to be doing done, because now we're working on other things. And number two, it taxes the people. We have the people brought in to do what we contracted to do, not for all this extra BS that you're now asking for. So if you're going to ask for it, you're going to pay for it. That's a simple conversation that can be had. And folks, doctors are not the greatest business people, you know, and if you just sit there and go, this is the way it is,
this is how much more it's going to cost you,
they're going to go, they're going to do one or two things. They're going to suddenly have 17 meetings to go, is it now worth the extra money? You know, and that's the way the medical industry runs. Because I've, you know, entire time I've been married to her, she's been in it, and I see that all they do is have meetings about, should we or should we not?
The meetings.
And then, if we do this, what's it going to do to this? And you know, and so they play the what if game. So it would actually buy them time. So suddenly it's like, well, now you're only 8 months away. Screw it. You know, so
the easiest example I can provide right now of the type of stress that I'm under is there was somebody who was in the pathology lab who wants to interface some genetic testing to, I think the lab that runs it is called Caris.
Whatever.
And the point being is that this is type of bill that I've never done before. I have to create ask upon order entry fields for them to respond to as they're placing the order. And well, I had to go to the Cerner wiki pages to learn how to do all that. So I've been learning how to do it, playing in the sandbox while I do it. And the whole gist of it was, I mean, they need a contributor source built. They need a service resource built. They need the routing. Everything has to be done. Work lists have to be made. Collection routing has to be done. Reference ranges. I mean, just all kinds of stuff. So she basically said initially that they would really like to have this as soon as they could, but whatever I could do would be great. Well, then we got told we have to take an upgrade from Cerner contractually. So now we have to have an upgrade domain that has to be checked. They're going to load new code into that. Has to be tested. If it tests okay, then they're going to shut down the production domain and load new code into that. Then that has to be tested. And all of this stuff causes a freeze on anything that can be done. So she finds out that if we don't have these orders built by November, then she's going to have to wait until January. And she's not willing to do that. So now this, whenever you can do it, is suddenly now needed by the middle of November. And then, folks, wait, there's more. And then 2 days later, she sends an email and says that because of the testing that has to be done by these other teams, they all have to be done by November as well. Therefore, my build has to be done now by October the 11th. This is something that takes 2 to 3 months to do, if you know what you're doing. And I have been going to Cerner wiki pages and learning how to do all this shit on my own. It's time consuming. I mean, I've started working on it, but October the 11th, I'm not like under the gun. I got to do 3 of these things. And half of what I need isn't built yet. And now I'm going to have another team angry at me because I'm not giving them at least 3-week lead time for what they need to do. And I can't help it because this date has been pushed on me. So
There's only so many hours in the day.
it's only.
I mean, you have to look at it this way. When Cerner does that, it's the equivalent of all of us when Microsoft pushes an update to us.
Yeah.
We all know that when they do that, something's going to break.
Oh yeah.
I mean, something's not going to work.
So you got to test everything.
So that delays everything even more because invariably somebody's going to go, oops, this got broken. So now Cerner will have to go back and fix that. Well, now anybody who's working in that particular project or that particular part of the equation, they're stuck waiting.
Yeah.
Because they can't do a thing until, the upgrade is, 100% spot on. So then they can now go, okay, now we can proceed accordingly. So it's just like, yeah.
I mean, so basically I get contracts. 1099 is the best because when you're doing a 1099, you're an independent contractor and they're not responsible for, things they have to do with the IRS and stuff to report whether you live out of country or anything like that. You do all that on your own. So I have an LLC and I can do 1099. Although a lot of times I end up seeing W-2 work, which is a little tricky. So I end up using keep your home IP so that I always look like I'm in Kansas City.
Hey.
But if you're a 1099, it's a whole lot easier to get contracts living in other countries. And
for those who will open the mind enough to go, yeah, we can go to another country.
Exactly. When I worked red eye west to east, long haul, I'd be freezing. Yeah.
Oh, I know.
Tights and socks, if possible, sweater, coats. Yep.
I mean, I honestly contemplated on the flights back putting a pair of sweatpants underneath my jeans. I was like, and then I should have put one extra layer on top.
I know. Because he had a coat on, a jacket on, and he was still cold. So I avoid airports. It's such a hassle. It is a hassle. And it didn't used to be.
No.
It didn't used to be. And they didn't try to squeeze as many people as they do on a plane. They put in extra rows of seats, and now everybody's got less room. And I mean, there's just so much about it that it's literally a freaking Greyhound bus in the air. There's there's nothing enjoyable about it, and which is why we try to get first class when we can afford it.
I was just fixing to say, like when I go see my mom in March, because I'm going to go up there and spend the first weekend of March Madness with her because that is her favorite weekend of the year. And so she's, I was like, hey, would you like company for that weekend? She was like, yeah. I said, well, why don't we go 50-50 on the ticket? She's like, it's your money. Okay, we back?
All right, we're back. It says we're back.
Okay.
I don't know. It glitched on us or something.
Well, the counter's still going, so that's a good thing.
Yeah.
And so I'm going, well, she may pay for what the regular fare would be, but we'll pay for the upgrade because if I like flying first class. It's just easier.
It's easier. It's easier because
plus if I'm muling something back.
Yeah, that's the biggest benefit.
Yeah.
You can bring, because then you can check your bags and you can bring stuff back. And
I can get 2 bags checked for free, and
you want to carry bottles of liquids and things like that, you can. What's wrong?
Bottles of liquid. I mean,
we'll get to that.
Yeah.
But hey, hola. Hi, Sandra y Blanca from Western Colorado. Woo! Awesome. Yeah, flying is miserable. I sound like Mark when I fly.
I really try to have a good attitude.
He does.
Especially with the flight attendants and the people who are having to deal with all these pissed off people. It's not their fault. And so I go out of my way to try and be pleasant and one of the things I always do is I call them by name.
Yep.
Because everybody likes to hear their name. And so it's like, you know what? Yeah. Thank you very much. I would like to have an orange juice on you, and thank you very much. And I always say please and thank you. It's just, common courtesy.
Yeah,
So,
I mean, flight attendants have a really hard job.
oh,
They really do. First of all, they don't get paid crap. They don't get paid what you think they get paid. Oh, no, no, no. I was shocked to learn what they get paid. It's pathetic. And the amount of crap they got to deal with. Oh my gosh, I can't even imagine. And I don't even know what the benefit is. I guess free travel to places, maybe. I don't know.
yeah, but you got to have money to stay someplace. I mean,
I
it's
know.
it's one of those.
It's not a glamorous job at all. It used to be.
And I haven't asked because it's one of those things where I don't want to be the creepy old man, But the when we would take the late night flight here in the Querétaro and the flight crew, obviously they're taking them to a hotel.
Right.
Well, that hotel is not close unless they're taking them to the auto motel, that's right there, which I don't think they're probably doing.
I don't think they would either.
No. So, I mean, it's 25 minutes into Querétaro, if they stay at the Great Western there on Carretera 57, I mean, that's a haul. So, then to get up and be back on that 6 a.m. flight the next morning, you think about that. We land at midnight. They got to get everybody off the plane. Then they have to go through all this. Then, it's 1 o'clock by the time they're getting into a shuttle.
Clean the plane off. Everything.
Well, they don't clean the plane off, but they, so it's pushing 2, and their flight leaves at 6 a.m. the next morning. So they got to be back there by 5. They ain't a whole lot of sleep.
No. And so the beach, Suzanne. I thought it was a good trip. It was a pleasant trip. Both of us had our daughters there. One of mine was still in Pennsylvania. So we had 2 of the 3 daughters. We had our granddaughter, who we had to fly to Pittsburgh to pick up. And
the 2 significant others of the the daughters. So
I mean, we had a house that had 4 bedrooms, so we certainly had the room. And it was beachfront, right on the sand, which is really nice. And we had a little turtle nest that was roped off about a house or 2 away from us, which I'd never seen the turtle nest. I know that they watch them and they have a program in the area, but that was the first time I'd actually seen an actual roped off turtle nest, which was cool.
Mm-hmm.
We bought a lot of food that we didn't eat. So the kids took the food home with them. And the granddaughter lost a tooth.
Yep.
While we were there.
In the plane.
Yep. We found some shark teeth, found some seashells. She got to do some boogie boarding and some body surfing. And I think we just had a nice time.
And we had the most unusual egg roll
I knew you were going to say
ever. And damn, was it good.
It was good.
We go to get barbecue and the young lady comes up and she's like, we have specials. Well, I'm already sitting here going, I know what I'm getting. I'm getting the pulled pork. I'm getting the fried okra, and she's like, well, we have some chicken. We have this. I can't even remember. She goes, and then we have egg rolls that are stuffed with coleslaw and pulled pork.
She said, what?
Huh? What? And I'm sitting here and she's like, I know they sound weird, but they're really good. And I'm sitting there thinking about it, and I went, that could be good. And there was 5 of us there. So I went, bring us two orders, because there were orders of 3. And so everybody was sort of looking at them when they came out going, And then one bite, and it was like, oh my God.
They were even good reheated.
And it was like, then it was when she brought the bill, I was like, and we'll take 6 more of those to go, so.
They're very good. They could be pretty easy to make. If you can make some really good pulled pork barbecue and just throw some coleslaw in there, egg roll wrappers, you're done. I mean, they're not that hard to make.
No.
They were delicious. So good stuff.
Of course, I think half the battle is getting the right sauce. I mean,
the Caroline.
that was Eastern North Carolina vinegar sauce, and
that's what we like. We also went to the Turtle Hospital, the Karen Beasley something something something, but it's a turtle hospital and rehabilitation place. Karen Beasley was a woman who had cancer and died, and her mother used to try to take care. They were very big advocates on saving and rehabilitating turtles.
a lot like my mother.
So her mom, after she died, opened up a rehabilitation center, and they have what it's grown to now is they have this large building outside of Topsail Island, just a little bit inland, and it has big pools, and turtles are separated into different pools depending on what their situation is. Some of them don't have buoyancy. They have buoyancy issues and they can't dive anymore, so they can't be returned to the ocean. Some of them are juveniles that had lots of ick and algae issues. Some of them, a lot of them actually, that come in and leave have been in boating accidents where a boat has hit them and damaged their shell. So it costs about $7, a little more, per person to take a 30-minute tour. And everybody who works there is a volunteer. So all that money, we spent about $50 on the tour, and all that money goes toward food and medicine for these turtles.
Then what'd you spend in the gift shop?
Spent about another $150 in the gift shop. Again, all of that goes toward the hospital and the turtles. Got pajamas, got these earrings, got a couple t-shirts, stuffed animal. Then you can adopt a turtle. Last time I was there, I adopted a turtle for about $25. This time I let Chloe, our granddaughter, adopt one for $50 because that also got her a little adopted turtle bag. Like I saved a turtle type thing. So, a little stuffed animal came with that as well. So yeah, we dropped about $250 that day at the Turtle Hospital. That's a lot, but I don't mind because they do really good work. And again, nobody there is paid. The only people that get paid, and this isn't even all the time, sometimes the doctors might get paid, but most of them are volunteers as well. So it goes toward rehabilitation, care, and food. It's a really good worthy cause. They're also responsible for basically walking the beaches every day, twice a day, looking for turtle nests that they can protect, looking for signs that the turtle nest is about to hatch so they can assist the turtles get back into the ocean and things like that. So that's like a big passion that his mom had introduced me to, and I'm fully supportive. I think it's a really great thing what they're doing. And moving on. Hi, Joe from Zakia and Arlene. Hello, Arlene. Let's see. Joe, you got an iPhone Air Friday from Mercado Libre. The thing rocks and it's super thin. All right. Get the Android people on board. Joe, that will never happen. I will never own a Crapple. I will never own a Crapple. I think it's one of those things where you get used to one and you stick with it forever, probably. And before I even did Android, I'll be honest, I was an LG flip phone person. I had an LG flip phone forever. He moved to a smartphone, and I would not do it. I wouldn't do it. I would actually go and on Amazon or eBay, and I would buy replacement parts for my
Frankenstein
flip phone.
her phone more times.
I replaced the LCD screen in it. I replaced the speakers in it. I would buy parts and fix my LG flip phone. And then finally, I couldn't get parts anymore. And I was like, oh, I guess I'll get a smartphone. So we've been with Samsung ever since.
Well, and part of that is familiarity.
Yeah.
Especially as you get older. The whole thought of trying to learn a new operating system. I get pissed off when Google sends me an update and stuff's not in the same spot. So I can only imagine it'd be like, nope.
You mean like when Microsoft sends an update and they change all your default programs to something else?
Things like that.
Yeah. Then you got to go through and fix everything again. All right. when Mark and I were renting, when we lived in Morelia, our gas bill was exceedingly high. And finally, the landlord checked it out, and we did have a leak also. Yeah, I think we do.
Yeah.
I think we do, because there's no way we could have gone through a half tank of this gas in 3 weeks. We weren't even here.
No.
So almost 4 weeks, but we weren't here for a week. So yeah.
No. It's,
Yeah.
to go through almost 600 litros of gas. No.
No. The inconsistencies. Yeah. Yes, inconsistencies are a huge thing. I just wish that, if things could just be consistent with TSA, especially. Malicone Money traveling back to La Paz from Alberta in mid-October, bringing a few boxes of Principe's Caribbean cigars.
Yeah.
If you're in town.
I'm not sure when we're going to get to La Paz. It's going to be 2026 at least. So
yeah. That's awesome though. Thank you, Manny.
yes, thank you.
And we're back to the and since I live in Oklahoma, I'm going to try also. I hear how it went.
Yeah, talking about Papa going to.
Yes, I know. Yeah. I'm trying to get caught up because
know.
we've been talking so much, and not that we do that. Well, I have a problem bringing my laptop, iPad, and phone, or have they backed off on those restrictions? Stephanie, it's going to depend on where you go and who you get.
And quite honestly, I get concerned every time because of my Kindle. Because I mean, somebody could look at the Kindle and go, "That's a tablet."
It's a tablet.
And I go, "Oh, that's that gray area." And we actually had both of our computer bags manually checked when we went through customs.
Yes, we did.
And all he did, unzipped, looked, saw one computer, and I wasn't worried about me because he only is opening the main one and my Kindle's on the outside. But then he looks at Gina's, and I'm like,
"Oh, mine was packed."
And I'm sitting here going,
"Mine was packed,"
because she has the dual screens.
I have dual screens laptop, and then I had the drone in there,
and I was like,
360 camera was in there.
Yeah, this could get hairy. He looked in, saw one laptop sticking up, and waved us through. So
yeah,
and I know that you live in SMA, so you're probably flying in and out of Querétaro, and we got checked and waved right through.
That was the only time they've ever asked.
The
looked
phone,
at our bag.
The phone, not a problem.
No.
It's having the iPad and the laptop and I think most of the places that has really gotten traction has been
Cancun, big time.
And that was sort of a slap back at the U.S. government because they were doing that to the truckers when they were slowing them down at the border. And so that was sort of you're going to slow our truckers down, bringing product in. We're going to get real pissy at the airport. And it seemed like that was Cancun, but they looked, boom, go right on through.
We've only ever had our bags actually hand searched like that, like one time in Querétaro. Most of the time in Querétaro, when we get there, it's so late, I don't think they care.
Well,
I think we're like the last flight in, and they just went out.
And we got stopped every time going through Cancun because we would declare that I was bringing cigars.
Yep.
And I mean, and it reached the point where the guy was in my bag, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then he found my cigar holder and actually opened that to make sure I wasn't trying to sneak one extra cigar inside my cigar holder. And it was like,
I think electronics wise, though, it still really depends on where you go and who you get. And like in Mark's case with his Kindle, he had it in a totally different pocket.
Yeah. And they never even opened that pocket.
They just looked at his laptop and they were done. So if it's a small tablet, maybe keep it in a different area of your bag, possibly.
Or put it in your purse.
or
If
something.
if you could, I mean, literally, if you could put your phone in your back pocket, your tablet or iPad in your purse, and then your computer in your computer bag, like they looked at us and literally all they were looking for is to see if there's only one laptop, and that's
yeah,
go,
yeah.
And I was worried when they waved us over because we had a bottle of balsamic vinegar
And
that had leaked.
It leaked
In my bag.
You could smell it.
And my bag it is a soft-sided bag. And when it started coming on the conveyor belt, I looked at it and saw the moisture on the top. And I'm like, oh. And then it got about 2 feet closer. And I went, oh,
yeah, you could
it's
smell
vinegar. And I was waiting for them to just go, what is that aroma?
Well, it smells like vinegar.
I know it smells like Vinagre. But no,
vinegar.
they just
It was imported.
And if you're watching, Vicky, sorry we didn't stick around and talk to you. We were like, we're getting out of here. We just want to, with the vinegar, because we really didn't want them to have to open the bag and then go, oh, what's all this food you're bringing back?
Yeah, we were at the beach and we're home.
Yeah, Jesse, you got to go.
That's last week.
When you're there at Surf City in October, got to go to Surf City Barbecue. It is across from the McDonald's in that little strip center there before you get to the Publix, and try those egg rolls. Pulled my
pork
God.
Egg rolls. They were so good. Wow. So Chepe is the train you take in Chihuahua to Los Mochis. Okay, cool. Gina, I think you can go to any counselor no matter where you live in the United States. Consulate? Do you mean consulate? If so, that's actually not true, because there were consulates that were denying people who didn't live in their serving area. I'm not sure if that's what you meant.
Well, I mean, because McAllen used to be open to everybody.
They used to.
And then they were getting inundated for 2 reasons. Number one, they were the lowest financial requirements of all the consulates, and they were close to the border. So people were going to McAllen, and they were just getting slammed. And so they finally went, we're only serving people in the South Texas area. Mm-hmm. And Dallas, if you weren't a Texas resident or living in the state of Texas, the same thing. So, thank God we didn't have to.
Yeah, it depends. Like some of them were very lenient and they would take anybody.
Kansas City was like, hey.
And then some of them were like, nope. Like, well, Kansas City would only take people from 3 states. That's why I thought it was odd. And I was like, doesn't Oklahoma have one? Because
but we were from South Dakota. So, I mean,
well,
technically,
but we were living with his mom. So we were in that area. It was one of those things. And when we were in the Asheville area, it was like almost equal distance for us to go to Atlanta or Raleigh. But Raleigh at that time
was closed for COVID.
Was closed and wasn't taking appointments. So we were going to go to Atlanta. And I think it really just depends on whether they have made stipulations on what area they're serving.
I also think sometimes it's what day of the week it is. I mean,
that is true. And the FAA makes the rules. And
yep, I know. I know.
And oh God, it sets off an alarm in the cockpit.
No, I get all of that. I mean, and those idiots who do it deserve to be punished to the full extent of the law.
Absolutely. Like they should know better. So if they're going to risk it, they should get busted. Sorry.
No, I agree.
So, because they're ruining it for the rest of us too. So just follow the rules. Just follow the rules, man. It's all you got to do. Yes, I broke a toe. And you know what? This toe's been broken before in the past. I dropped the frozen 2 to 5 pound package of ground beef on it one time. Well, never knew I broke it. And then a podiatrist was working on a toenail issue I have. And he's like, when did you break your toe? I'm like, oh.
Then you kicked the table at the beach that one time.
Well, I broke a foot.
Yeah.
I actually broke the foot. I broke bones up in the foot. So that was different. But yeah, All I did was drop my cell phone. Like, yeah, my cell phone's heavy. But guys, it hit right on the corner like that. Boy, it hurt. Oh, it hurt. And then I got into bed and I took my socks off and I said, look at my toe. It is black and blue. I did break it. So, okay. So where are y'all at where it's dark outside? Well, it's not really.
Balvanera.
It's not really dark.
No, it's still
daylight.
Yeah.
We're outside on our patio and the sun is setting
that way
behind the house. So we're not getting a lot of that bright light. That was something that took some getting used to in Mexico, is the fact that the days are not shorter and longer like they are seasonally.
It's pretty equitable.
Yeah.
I mean, having lived in Michigan and places like Pennsylvania where, you get hours, of difference between, 9:30 at night in Michigan and it's starting to finally get dark. Here it's pretty equitable all the way around.
Yeah.
So it took a little getting used to. And now, like when we were in Michigan in June for the family reunion, and it's 8:30 and it's still light out, and you're going,
yeah, I know, we're not used to it.
What?
But in Mexico, it's like the days are pretty consistent within an hour.
Yeah,
between
give or take,
between winter and summer. So in the winter, you have longer days than you do in a lot of places in the U.S. And in the summer, you have shorter days than you do in a lot of places in the U.S. But they are consistent.
Yeah,
across all seasons here.
We're going to get our 10 or 11 hours of sunlight.
Yep. Maybe
13 at times.
It's awful that you had to work on your vacation. Well, I can't totally blame them for that. If I don't work, I don't get paid. So I would have lost income.
And her work ethic is, people are counting on her. And that's true. And that is, she hates, because she's been on the other side when she worked in the lab, and she's relying on people to get things done to make her life easier in the lab.
Yeah.
And so it's one of those where it's like,
when somebody comes and tells you they want something to go live the 11th of October, like I don't have time to putz around. It needs to be done.
And one of the worst things about Gina is she has 20 plus years experience in the lab. So she knows that not getting this done, how it affects those people.
Yeah.
And so, she has the ability to see and know that, oh crap, they're going to have to keep trying to do work around and do this and this. So she takes it personally, and, which makes her, an ideal employee.
I mean, the thing is I was up early anyway, because I'm used to being up early. Nobody else was getting out of bed before 10 o'clock in the morning. So I could sit there from like about 5 or 6 a.m. until almost 10 and get a good 4 hours of working. And then everybody starts winding down about 9 o'clock at night, maybe 10.
Some nights
sitting on the porch. And you know what? It's windy out on the porch. I mean, those evening breezes at the beach are pretty insane, because I actually did fly the drone at the beach, but I wanted to fly it in the evening over the lit up pier. Impossible, because every night the winds just pick up. There was no way to fly a drone in that kind of wind. So I would sit inside and I'd work another 3 or 4 hours. If we were at the airport and had a layover, I'd pull an hour at the airport or something.
One of the things my daughter had forgotten was, if you're going to sit with the big dog, better be ready. And next day, she was drinking white wine all night, and it was like, oh my God, I forgot I cannot drink with you. And it's like, no one was pouring it down your throat, girl,
Yeah.
But it was great to be able, to catch up with them, because it'd been almost 3 years. So
for sure.
And so,
4 years for the granddaughter almost.
Yeah. No, 3 years. Christmas. Well, almost 4 years. Yeah, almost
Almost
4
4
years.
years.
Yeah, almost 4 years for all of them, basically.
Yeah, it was Christmas, the previous
I mean,
Christmas.
Lexi and the Martins came over before we left, but that was it. So, yeah, it was good to sort of do the catch up and everything else, and
Yeah, I mean, but I am equally to blame for the work that I did on vacation, but it's really because
if she didn't do it, she'd be that much further behind.
I would be that much further behind, and because of the code upgrade testing and things, I had item number 2, which had 15 different orders that had to be placed in various ways that further people down the list were going to have to use to do their validation testing. So I had to knock out some
Then
stuff.
she's
Yeah.
not being a good teammate because she's holding everybody else up.
Yeah. So, I mean,
And nobody will ever accuse her of not being a good teammate.
oh, no, they will not.
No, they will not.
Unless, of course, you happen to be my
manager. Whatever. He's an idiot.
I'm in Southern Cal. When we go through Mexico, we fly out of Tijuana. Okay.
Yeah.
That would make sense for sure. That's awesome. Oh, Lord. Thank you, Andrew. Get what I deserve. I don't know what I deserve. I'll tell you what the truth of the matter is. They lowballed our salary. So I am literally becoming de facto team lead without the title, without the compensation, and I'm already on a lowball salary for this contract. Now, there are some people who are reaching out on LinkedIn, mostly for shorter term contracts. One of my teammates who has done lots of legacy support contracts in the past, he recognizes the fact that I can bust out these tickets like nobody else. And he's like, you know that if you could do half of what you do, it's enough. He goes, I will bet you money that you could do 2 jobs and double dip and you would still produce enough that would keep people happy.
Oh, God, she would.
And yeah. I'm just like, I don't know if I want to do that. Let's just face it.
I don't know if I want her to do that. I don't know if I could put up with this, her going, oh, my God. Because if she got behind on both, it would be, oh, Lord.
Yeah, I don't know if I want to do that, but
I may go from just drinking on the lives to drinking all the time if she started doing that. So
yeah, I'm just waiting to see what these other contract opportunities offer. So it's all about the free flights. Thank you. But even then, we have to go standby.
Yeah. And right now, finding flights, oh, I mean, every one of them that we heard was full.
Button big, but don't get paid during boarding. Sitting in crew room airport. Yeah. See,
and that's one of the things I know that I think American just got done negotiating with the flight attendants that they were going to start paying for some of the on ground time, and I know Delta did that. So it's good that they're finally starting to recognize that, you know what, you guys are working while people are getting on board the plane. And sometimes that's the most stressful time. So
I think I got him. Hola, Alfredo. How are you?
Hola, Alfredo.
Sweet. Hope you had a wonderful trip to East Coast in North Carolina.
North Carolina. Not those bastard counties to the south.
Yeah, North Carolina has cleaner beaches. Mark had a smartphone first. Didn't have that on my bingo card.
No, I know.
It's true. It's true, though. I would not give up my LG flip phone for anything.
No, Andrew, I wouldn't have guessed that either. It was like my phone died, and I went, I'm getting one of these. And she went, you're going to hate it. And she was right. At first I did. And I didn't have a backup to go to because she didn't understand, she hadn't had one. So I was sort of having to flounder on my own for a while. And then she started realizing some of the things I was doing on mine. And then when she couldn't get the parts, she was like, okay.
I mean, this is how bad it was. I had friends who just loved Apple at work. And I liked some of the fun little applications and stuff they could use, but I didn't want the phone. I had a phone. I was perfectly happy with my LG flip phone. But what I did do is, and I don't even know if they make them like these anymore. There was a time when Apple actually sold an iPod
Yeah.
that looked like a phone.
Yeah.
I got that. I still have that. I
mean, Apple had some cool products, and
Yeah.
the nanopod and the things like that.
So
But
this looked like a little phone, but all it really was just a place to download games onto and store your music. And I liked it, but I didn't want it as a phone.
and fortunately, she had played with mine because, well, I got lost a couple times. Baby, can you help me figure this out? And then she started learning how to navigate. So when it was time for her to finally give up the flip phone, she was like, well, I know how to run his. So, and quite honestly, a guy I work with was a huge Apple guy, and he'd always trumpet, oh, the new iPhone has this. And me and another guy that at work, we were both Samsung, and we're sitting there looking at him going, we've had that for 2 generations already,
Yeah. Oh, well.
So.
Yeah. Oh, you're not late, Sheila.
Nah.
Never late, never late. And greetings from Tucson. Terry, question. Do you and Mark do the WhatsApp? Yeah. Yeah, we do. And
I do it on both my computer and my phone.
Yeah, I do too. I have it on the computer and the phone.
I
like it a lot for just the ease of connecting with people, and not just people that like businesses. So when I needed to see a surgeon in Huatulco, WhatsApp. When I needed to go make an appointment to go see the orthopedic doctor for my arm, WhatsApp.
Dentist,
WhatsApp. Water delivery, gas delivery, WhatsApp.
Damn it, though, we can't get Coke and water.
Oh, God. We are struggling so hard to get Ciel to do water delivery to our address. And yet they come in here.
That didn't sound right, did it?
I don't know.
Coke and water. Coca-Cola and water.
But they're in this neighborhood. The truck is in here.
We even followed him one time, and he pulled into a industrial complex, and we couldn't get in there. It was like, because we were like, all right, we're going to find him.
Follow him, stop him, and tell him to add us to his route. But, I mean, even our handyman gardener guy says that they come here on Thursdays. They come right through here. We cannot get our address online.
In their system.
On their website or through the phone at all. Can't do it.
I mean, I was in the kitchen.
I was excited. I thought I finally had it.
I was in the kitchen one time and saw him go drive by. And so I go run out, grab the keys, unlock, get outside. And I'm looking.
And they're gone.
And I'm like,
yeah.
All right, where the hell did they go?
And they don't have WhatsApp. You cannot contact them through WhatsApp.
Nope.
You have to call them. The main office in this area is in Querétaro. Now, here's the problem. How are we going to communicate?
Well, Arlene tried.
Adequately.
Arlene tried that one time.
But you have to do it during their business hours.
No.
So we can't get the water delivery. And guess what? We need 2 garrafones. Garrafones.
I got to go tomorrow anyway.
We need 2. So, yes.
Because we need Coca-Cola.
We need the Coca. Mark looks like he just got off the road from a Skinner tour.
Hey. One of my biggest musical regrets was I had tickets for 2 weeks after that plane crash. And just, and I've seen, I call it a cover band because, all they had was Gary. And it was like, yeah. I'm sorry. Without Ronnie, let me take my shoes off and come Saturday night when it's time to get out here and sing. One of my first songs I always do is
he takes his shoes off.
Takes my shoes off and got to do Call Me the Breeze.
So funny. So funny. I've been patted down so many times by the TSA. I thought we should have a cigarette afterwards and a scotch.
As long as they pull the curtain, whatever,
So U.S. consulates, well, they got very, very, very restrictive. So sometimes you can go to different places and they were willing to take people, but some of them put restrictions and they would only do their service areas. Some would not do you if you came from out of state. Some would not do you if you came from beyond so many miles.
Right.
You know.
And what happened was, I think that post-COVID, so many people were shopping
Yeah.
for the appropriate consulate. And so, one that may have been a little lower in the financial requirements, one that may have been a little easier to get a
permanent from,
or a little easier even just to get an appointment at. Because, I mean, let's be for real. Kansas City, we got lucky because it was a lottery, and we didn't realize how difficult it was going to be in Kansas City, and they opened up the lottery and they only do it one day a month.
And only like 5 or 6 appointments.
And so I got in and was like, well, baby, I'll see you whenever you get to Mexico, but
I couldn't get an appointment.
I contacted them and they were like, well, we can't see the two of you on that Thursday, but if you can come in the Thursday before. And we were like,
okay,
you name the time, we will be there.
And I actually did have booked appointments for us
in McAllen.
In McAllen after this date. And
push came to shove, we were going to drive to McAllen and do it and then cross the border and continue the journey on.
Yeah, but we ended up releasing those appointments because we were able to get into Kansas City.
But again, here it was. We were shopping.
Yeah.
We were shopping the consulates going on our way. We have this. And fortunately, we were able to get the ones in McAllen. So we were able to just stop looking at Dallas and all the others. But, then we got the Kansas City was able to take care of us. And we were like, thank you.
Yeah,
so
I even sent them a thank you card.
And I even stopped in the day before and schmoozed,
He schmoozed.
I schmoozed.
He's a schmoozer. Okay. I don't know why this is not showing. I said show. There we go. Manzanillo is coming up soon.
End of the year.
We'll
be there for Christmas and New Year's, if I remember right.
We're going to Ajijic next.
Yes, we'll be in Ajijic October 11th through November 15th. Then we come back and we are home for, I think, 4 weeks.
You're right. Christmas and New Year's will be in Manzanillo. For sure.
And then 4 weeks, we're home for 4 weeks. Then we go to Manzanillo. We come back. We're home for approximately a month. And then the meet and greet in Ajijic will be at the first weekend in February.
Super Bowl weekend. Get your space now. Get yourself a hotel room or Airbnb or something.
The hotels are going to be released to everybody. If you haven't seen, there is a Facebook event page for it. And the hotels that will be offering discounts are going to be announced on October 1st. And the reason that we are waiting until October 1st to announce it is because we wanted to give all of the creators an opportunity, all the creators that wanted to come down and participate, an opportunity to make sure that they had a room. So
I just put the actual link in the chat as well.
Yeah.
For anybody who wants to see, if you're interested in going. Hola, Rico. You guys are good at this. Well, thank you. Thank you. We just try to talk. Just talk. That's all.
It's the same thing as if you were sitting right across the table, Rico, and we were having a couple of cervezas.
Yep.
It's exactly the same.
It's just friends having a conversation. For sure. And Stephanie, you're very welcome. It's always a roll of the dice. I would just say, I think Mark's suggestion about separating them is a good one.
Mm-hmm.
So, let's see.
The first thing is in Querétaro, what we noticed this time that has not been the case every other time is they had the dog running around, and as you were pulling bags off and your carry-on luggage, the dog was going around and sniffing everything.
Yeah.
And, I think the poor dog got a hit of the balsamic vinegar and was like, Whoa,
vinegar.
but woo,
Burn his little nostril hairs.
but consistently that this dog was working the entire baggage claim area.
Yeah.
And I think he must have gotten our two computer bags, 3 or 4 times. And so, they were pretty convinced that dog didn't alert any of those times. We were probably pretty good.
Oh, and let me just say, I had the opportunity and declined to bring some edibles with me.
I wasn't going to know who she was if she'd done that.
I remember when we went to the casino in South Dakota whenever we were getting our residency there, and they were selling Delta 9. And I didn't believe that stuff. I was like, Delta 9, what's that? Come on now. And so, yeah, that's what these were. They were Delta 9, and OMG, they work. And I had 2 little gummies, and I was pretty much down for the night. I as soon as Lexi arrived, it hit me, and I'm like, okay, we are not taking these. I cannot take these. Giving them back. You guys keep these bottles. Thank you for the offer, but I can't.
Oh, that was the same night that Kate and I were up till late.
Yeah, no.
Late.
Wow. So no, I did not bring the gummies back into Mexico. We looked up the rules real quick and found out they're illegal here, so we did not bring them. I don't want to end up in a Mexican jail.
I was like, if you put those in your bag, I do not know you.
Yeah, so they didn't come back. I'm kind of
I'll
sad.
call you abogado,
I mean, I'm
when
kind of
home,
sad.
but
I actually like edibles. I do, but I like my freedom more.
I've always said that. That's why I've never done them. So,
is bringing food back from the U.S. a problem? It is not if it's certain types of foods. So you'll have to look it up for the exact details. But there is a list that you can search on Google.
Seeds are normally a problem.
Yeah, but
and like there's one time I make a dip, and in this dip, one of the ingredients is celery seed, and so that was one of those. I was like,
yeah,
that's gonna be. Well, they're gonna see the word seed and go.
I know, but we called it a spice because it is a spice, and
they didn't look that time I brought it in.
You don't plant them, but so basically, there is a list. If you Google online, they'll tell you what you are and are not allowed to bring into Mexico. So one of the things I wanted really badly was some Seltzer's Lebanon bologna. And I particularly wanted the sweet Lebanon bologna, but I don't have that. I just have the regular Seltzer's Lebanon bologna. It's really, really good. And it's a Pennsylvania thing. And he doesn't like it. I grew up.
You got to be a bologna person.
It's not bologna. It's more like a summer sausage, and the sweet Lebanon is even better. And I got 2 big vacuum packed packages, and that's meat. You cannot bring meat into Mexico unless it is in its original sealed package. So in this case, I was able to bring the Lebanon bologna with me. I wanted to get some of my favorite beef jerky. I ended up not buying any because there's a limit on how many pounds as well. So I knew I was getting the Lebanon bologna. So I didn't get the beef jerky. But as long as it's sealed and it's under a certain total weight limit, you can bring stuff like that. Cheese as well. But again, it has to be sealed. Well, most of the time, not always, but most of the time, cheese is going to be kind of refrigerated. Not always. If you get the fresh, at the kind it still has the wax on it and stuff. Those are okay too. But again, they have to be in a sealed package and under a certain weight. I always
bring Zatarades home.
We always bring boxed stuff and some canned things. We brought Miracle Whip with us the last time. This time I had the balsamic vinegar. And it was imported from my favorite Italian store, and some of their red wine vinegar, 2 bottles. So you can bring this stuff.
Yeah, I mean, we brought in Heinz Worcestershire sauce because it to her there is a difference.
There is a difference. Heinz tastes different than the other ones. So
and some of us subscribe to the happy wife, happy life thing. So
come on now, you like it too.
I can live with Liam parents and whatever, but you prefer Heinz, so it's one of those
Because
where
Liam Perrins is spicy.
I get that, so but there's certain things that we like to bring in because they're problematic to find down here.
Yeah.
So every time we go home, we always bring back dirty rice and red beans and rice because we can find kielbasa down here, and we take kielbasa and dice it up and throw it in with the red beans and rice and dinner.
So yeah, food's allowed. You just have to know what the limits are. That's all. When I was in Germany, December 2009, it was completely dark with snow and cold. Wow. Yeah. I think about places like Helsinki and what that must be like when it is dark for half the year. And it reminds me of a story of when Genesis was going on tour in 2007.
Why they drink a lot.
The very first concert they had was a huge outdoor concert with a giant stage that's all lit up with LEDs. And it just so happened that it was like
summertime.
And so they didn't get any dark. And so everybody went to this concert and you could barely see the lights on these LEDs. It's just
and
kind
this
of funny.
Is from the band called Keep It Dark.
Yeah. How strange it must be. I remember when we went on an Alaskan cruise.
Oh God!
It was twilight. It was
It was 11 o'clock at night,
and it was, and it never really totally got dark. Not totally.
You no, I mean it was 11 o'clock at night, and it was. I looked at her and went, "Was it 8:30?" And she goes, "No, it's 11 o'clock."
Yeah. Yep. Portugal and other European countries are tightening their visas. Yes, they are. Now Spain and Netherlands are the best to get residence. Portugal went to 10 years from 5 for citizenship. Mexico taking all.
One of the things that is being proposed, and it's only a proposal right now. It has not been approved. Is the doubling of the fees.
I saw the numbers. I was shocked.
Yeah. And so
like it's going to be like 17,000 pesos or something now to do permanent residency.
And fortunately that's all we have left to do is just, not this November, but the next November in 2026 is the permanent. Well, and then figure out what we're going to do with the car. But other than that, those are the only two things we really have left to do.
Yeah.
And so, it doesn't matter what the cost is because we ain't going back. That ain't happening. Every time we go back,
we're kind of reminded
real quickly. It's one of those where, and we've had some good experiences, encounters with people. I mean, Michigan, I had some great encounters with people, but those are, what are you doing, baby? Those are fewer and far between versus here in Mexico. Well, that's every day.
One of our lights is out. That's 2 of them.
Oh, well,
we'll fix it later.
We'll give them a.
Yeah.
Annie has that touch that just makes them.
I know. Do y'all still have traveling
Absolutely.
mailbox? Yes, we do. In fact, Mark just got a new credit card, and we had it forwarded to our daughters to bring to the beach for us. But
they were muling all sorts of stuff to us.
Typically, the traveling mailbox would cost us about $30 roughly to get a FedEx package forwarded here. Roughly.
Yeah. So it's a lot cheaper to get it done in the States. So, and now, since we just got done on this trip, and then I'm going to be back in March in Kansas City. So, anything we need that isn't time sensitive, we will try and coordinate it. So, gets to my mom's by March, and then
I'll bring it back. The nice thing is most of the mail that we get, I just ask them to scan it, and then I look at it. And if I want to save the PDF, I save it. If I don't, we get everything. We just tell them to delete it. we don't really get too many items that they need to forward to
Mm-mm.
us. And when they do, their fee, I don't think it's gone up. It's $1 a month to
hold it.
To hold
To hold
it.
an item until we tell them
Right.
ship it.
So, sometimes it's worth just spending just a couple of dollars until you have a big enough package
to justify spending the $25 or
Right.
$20 that you're going to spend to ship it someplace.
And it's kind of crappy for the people working in a hospital waiting weeks for their tickets to be completed. It really is. It is.
Yeah, I mean,
it really is. And I know from that perspective,
she'd been there.
you want to do your job and you can't do your job because something isn't working the way it's supposed to. It's a pain in the butt. And it's not just people in the lab. Like some of the things that I touch, for example, maybe a provider is looking at the electronic health record, looking at his patient's chart, and results are not showing up in a location where he thinks they should be, or they don't show up at all, or I don't know, or there's all kinds of things. It could affect nurses, other teams, other departments.
And here's the one thing that a lot of us who are not in healthcare, I know Laura is a nurse, and Gina worked in the lab. A lot of us forget is that these people, while also taking care of us, are constantly trying to placate a doctor, which
Lord.
is a pain in the ass on its own.
It can be hard.
And then also do their job. And sometimes there are obstacles that are placed in their path that they figure out workarounds to make sure that your health and your well-being are taken care of. So, kudos to the people in the healthcare, because sometimes they are overwhelmed with crap that you just go, wow, that pretty much sucks.
I mean, like when the computer...
And then you have all the rules and regulations with HIPAA and everything else that they not only do they have to figure out how to get you taken care of, but they have to do it within these parameters.
Yeah. And like one of the worst things ever is the computer system goes down and now everybody's on downtime. And that's a whole other bag of extra work. Like you would not even believe. It's just...
That's 10 pounds of shit and you only got a 5-pound bag.
Yeah. So, let's see. I have a Samsung 22 Ultra. Yes.
I got 22 Ultra.
Do I have a 23?
No, you got 24.
Do I have it? No, I don't have a 24, do I?
Yes.
Okay, I have a 24. I don't remember anymore.
I'm on the 22 because we bought the 22s before we moved to Mexico.
I mean, I just upgrade when it's time to upgrade, and whatever it is, it is. I know they just came out with a 25.
I know.
Lexi got the 25.
I know.
I didn't want to get it.
I know.
I let it go a couple of generations before
I'm the one that holds on to it forever because I like it, and it's until they finally give me the finger and go, we're not going to support this anymore, or something goes wrong, and then it's like, okay, I guess I'm going to have to upgrade. Until that time, I don't even look at the phones. She was like,
my hair.
She does all of our folks. She does 90% of our videos are recorded on her S24.
True.
So
true.
There's
a lot of things you can do on it. One of my favorite things to do is that you literally just hold down the button and you can translate anything into another language.
Yeah, I just talked to them.
I'm just saying.
I know.
Like, for example, I got a new credit card and the entire app is in nothing but Spanish.
True.
So and they don't have an English version. So
you live in Mexico.
Exactly.
That's for,
Exactly. So if I need some help, I just hold down my button and it translates the whole page to English for me. I love it. And Fredo, I still have mine too. I don't use it much, but yeah, I still have it. My little Apple.
Oh, by the way, Wilfredo, you and Claudia, Saturday.
We'll have to send him a message. We'll have to send you a message. We're having chili with beans. Chili with beans on Saturday. Hi, hola, Anna. And Cindy. Cindy, how are you? A friend of mine went this week to the consulate in New Brunswick and got her uh, residencia temporal. She's a fan of you both. Oh no! And we'll probably come down for the meetup in Ajijic. Super nice. Okay,
You
addition.
know, we have not
Very
had,
nice.
honestly, Tom, we have not had a bad addition to 2025. Everybody there was
Oh
phenomenal
yeah,
and
for sure.
fantastic. So I don't expect anything less in 2026, except I expect there's probably going to be even more people.
Yeah.
Because we're going to be in Ajijic, which is, while San Miguel is also an enclave of,
Excuse me.
expats. We really did not do a lot as far as getting it out because it was really just designed to be, at the very beginning, it was us and Ernie, and then all of a sudden,
Everybody else.
then here comes, two travelers to Mexico, KJ and Craig, and the Besses in Mexico, and it was just like, boom! It sort of exploded, and it couldn't have worked out any better.
True that. My kids got me hooked on WhatsApp nearly 15 years ago. Have friends and family all over the world. It's a great way to keep in touch. Anna, I agree with you. And I tried it. I tried WhatsApp.
Back when it was the purple, before it went to green, we did that at a resort.
Oh, hold on. Before that even, I went to the My Morning Jacket Festival, the first one. And everybody was like, let's get on WhatsApp so we can communicate with each other. But the thing is how do you get 3,000 people to communicate with each other? I found it to be extremely annoying, and people were just throwing out, let's meet over here at this time for this. Who is meeting over there? I hated it. So as soon as I got home, I uninstalled it.
Because we don't use it in the U.S.
That's it. We don't use it in the U.S. But ever since we moved here,
oh God, you cannot.
It is a lifeline.
Yeah.
I mean,
it's businesses do business through WhatsApp.
It quite literally is like this. You can have a cell phone plan down here, but if you want voicemail, that costs extra. And
everybody just use WhatsApp.
And everyone just uses WhatsApp. They send messages. You can send.
Hold the button down and talk into it. And
yeah, everything is on WhatsApp. I cannot believe how much of a
what are you doing, baby?
Making messes.
Okay.
I can't believe how much of a lifeline it really is. Yeah, I just kicked over my little. I'm burning these little things because I don't want the skeeters eating me up. Yeah, WhatsApp is really, really good to use here. I don't think it's really caught on in the U.S. even still.
No, it had not the way that it has down here. That's for sure.
Yeah. And Tom says he's going to have his Eagles jersey on in Ajijic because, of course, we will win the Super Bowl again.
Well, I don't think I'm going to have to worry about packing my Panthers jersey because we're 1-2. If we can just get to 500, I would be happy.
Yeah.
And your Steelers and your Eagles looking good.
So if you delete your comment because you typed horribly, it still shows it. Yeah, at least it showed it over here. Yeah.
Guess what?
Sorry.
If we speak horribly, you guys still get to hear it. So I mean,
that is true. See, Cindy, love Lebanon bologna. Come on now. I don't know why he don't like it. Anybody who doesn't know, especially seltzers, it's like this Amish summer sausage. If you've ever had that, it is just so good. And they were able to find me 2 packages of the red label, which is regular. I wanted the blue label. That was my favorite, the sweet, and he couldn't find any. So I took what I could get. The other thing I had a request for was Downey's honey butter, and they couldn't find any. So I think I'm going to have to make my own honey butter because it's been a long time since I had some.
And the other thing you were thinking about bringing was the lemon blend, but they stopped making it.
Yes, Reimer's lemon blend. What is Reimer's lemon blend? Okay, for like 100 years, this company was making a concentrate that was like a blend of lemon and orange.
Mostly lemon.
Mostly lemon.
Hint of orange.
Very thick. You could obviously dilute it with water. But what a lot of people would do is they would pour a cap full of it in their iced tea. And that is basically the origins of the Arnold Palmer. Because Arnold Palmer went somewhere. He grew up drinking lemon blend, just like the rest of us in southwestern Pennsylvania. And he was somewhere and he wanted to know if they could maybe mix half lemonade and
All right,
half
do
tea.
you want the official story on that?
Half lemonade and half tea.
I know,
Yeah.
but it was at.
I don't know where it was at.
Where's he from?
He's from Latrobe.
It was at Latrobe Country Club that he first asked that, and then they added it on and they called it the Arnold Palmer.
Oh, I didn't think it
And-
was Latrobe Country Club because he could buy blend.
He was at the country club. He didn't go walk. He's Arnold Palmer. He's not walking in with his own. And so he asked them for it, and they added it to their menu,
And they called it the
and they
Arnold
called
Palmer.
it the Arnold Palmer.
I'll have to fact
History
check.
is
I don't remember it being in Latrobe. I mean,
well. You didn't go to Latrobe Country Club either,
no,
so
but
no.
Latrobe had the ability to go buy some
I
a
understand
jug of
that,
blend.
But that's how the whole thing started. That it became called the Arnold Palmer.
But the truth is really what it was is he wanted something that tasted like lemon blend in iced tea, and that's where the Arnold Palmer drink came from. And
it
so
came from
him
Latrobe.
asking,
Yep.
for him asking for that. Now,
And the second place that he asked for it was his other home, which was in Charlotte
yeah,
at Quail Hollow Country Club.
that's where I thought it was.
No, they were the second
Oh.
country club to do it. Latrobe was first.
But Reimer's was available up until about a year ago. And when I would go to Pennsylvania, I would try to buy some at the Giant Eagle.
John Hill.
Giant Eagle. That's right. And I would buy some, and you could buy it in a gallon jug or a quart. And they don't make it anymore. Sad. No more lemon blend. It's gone forever.
Que Syrah.
Right along with CS Italian beef.
Oh,
Also gone forever.
yep.
Anyway, so sad.
Up, you're.
What did I
missing
miss? What did I
something.
miss?
Keep going up. Keep going
Oh,
up.
here we go. Okay, so
Up one.
right
there
here.
you go. Right
Right
there.
here.
Right there.
Anna, can you bring in spices like chili powder, garlic, and herb seasoning curry? Yes, you can.
Okay.
Sealed containers.
Okay. But garlic, herb seasoning, and curry, no problem finding those down here.
That's true.
No problem.
You can definitely find.
No problem
You
finding.
can find chili powder. You can find
Chili powder's a little bit more
paprika.
discriminate as far as where you can find it. We happen to be in a place that we actually got one of the badias, the big one, and we found it and went, well, we're taking that.
But yeah, garlic's easy to find. Herb seasonings in general are very easy to find.
Garlic,
garlic,
ajo, you're gonna find that everywhere.
Onion,
garlic, onion, curry, you're gonna find everywhere. Cumin,
cinnamon, basil,
oregano,
chives. Like you can find a lot of this stuff. Now, we did try to buy sage. We tried to buy some sage. It's called salvia here. And you would think sage would be really easy to find, even in fresh produce. Like they would have bundles of sage.
I don't know if we just happened to hit them on a bad day. They were out, but
there was no sage anywhere.
On your list there, the hardest one would be the chili powder.
I think so. All right. Do you have your say you bringing food in? Yes, I need Worcestershire sauce, girl. They do sell Worcestershire sauce here.
Mm-hmm.
I just happen to prefer
salsa inglesa.
I just happen to prefer Heinz brand. So when we can find Heinz brand, we bring it back.
Yeah, I mean, HEB has their version of it. You can always find Lee and Perrin's.
Yep.
You can always find, who's the other one that we can always see?
I don't know. It's really easy to find.
Yeah.
Salsa inglesa is everywhere.
Unless you are extremely particular, and want the Heinz, that you're not going to find Heinz down here.
And I'll
But
tell you what else I
salsa
did.
inglesa, no problema.
Something else I did is there is a company in the U.S. called the Great American Spice Company, and they sell a lot of powdered vinegar type sauce.
Yeah, well, tell them what happened.
So I bought apple cider vinegar powder, white vinegar powder, and Worcestershire powder. Now, the reason I got those is because if I'm using them in cooking and I want the flavor, but I don't want to add a lot of liquid to the recipe, the powders are perfect. They're also really good for shaking on things like popcorn and stuff like that. So I've got all my powders. I got into the cupboard the other day. My Worcestershire powder is a solid melted block of something. Like it got humidity in it somehow, somewhere, some way. And it is just like this hard rock of melted Worcestershire something. I don't know. So I can't use it. I mean, I guess maybe if I add some liquid to it and dissolve it all, but then doesn't that defeat the purpose of having the powder? Pretty much. Yeah. Kind of sad about that.
Big block of Worcestershire.
Yes. Lebanon bologna is the deal. Yes. You want me to mule some in? Kidding, Gina. Doing jail time for you. Look, if you could get me the blue label, Seltzer's blue label, sweet Lebanon bologna, I would love it. Because that's
if not, just bring Zatarain's.
Yeah.
Red beans and rice and dirty rice.
I reckon y'all are going to stay here in Querétaro for a spell. Joe, we actually have a lease. We are good until June, but we're still traveling. We keep our stuff here while we travel, so it's so much easier to travel now. It really, really is. Less stressful, less work. And you know what? It's great because then when we're done with the stay and we come back, it's nice to come back.
It's nice to not have to acclimate ourselves again.
Yeah.
I think of all the things that we have done, that is, we walk back in here and we go, okay, my closet's over there, your closet's over here. This is in this place. The kitchen's set up. We know exactly where everything is in the kitchen. The pantry's set up. We might or might not know what all's in the pantry, but it is nice to sort of walk back in and go, we're home. And that part really is nice. I mean,
I'm just cutting it down a little. We're bleaching.
I think you're getting it from this side, baby. I'll get you.
He's getting me. He's getting me good. Mark, can you remind me how many cigars I can bring into Mexico? Is it 10? No, 25.
25.
You're allowed 25 per person. Per person. Yep. So it was 4 p.m., but in July, still light at 11.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, I'm with you there on Dave. Watching to see if those fees on perm go up next March.
Because that hasn't been approved yet. It is only been proposed in the Senate, and they have not yet gone thumbs up, thumbs down.
Well, we're flashing again. Why are we flashing?
I think that's the lights again. That's the only thing I can figure. And so, if they were to postpone that to 2027, wouldn't hurt our feelings at all. So if the government's a little slow on getting this, more power, because that way we can skip it for, and then we're done.
Yeah. It's a bit of a shock seeing the prices double. But to be fair, somebody pointed out that it's still a bargain compared to other countries.
Oh, good God.
It's still a bargain, but it is shocking to see it double when you're not expecting it.
If you, let's say you go, you know what? I want to go someplace where English is the language. Well, and good weather. Malta would be one of the first ones you'd go, hey, thumbs up there. till you realize that you got to have like about $250,000 per person in savings. And then you start going, ouch, that's going to hurt.
A little bit.
So
I'm fudging with the light.
I see that. No, maybe that's my job.
I know. Yeah. Fudgy light. Fudgy light. Are you guys going to have a video about
Yep.
your stay in San Luis? Yes, yes. The next video for this weekend is actually going to be our cost of living wrap up for the time we stayed in El Marqués in Querétaro. And then the video right after that is going to be about the lease that we got. Huh?
I was saying, I don't know. I'm the on-air talent. I just get told what to do and when to do it. So,
and then we're going to have our series of San Luis Potosi videos. Typically, we are about 4 to 6 weeks behind
minimum
on the videos in general because of the amount of stuff that's in line before them.
Well, and quite honestly, we needed a break.
Yeah.
Well, she needed a break. It was getting hairy.
But San Luis Potosi is great, and for me, it's like it's a close runner up to Querétaro. There's a lot of things I like about both places.
No, I mean, both of them have positives.
Yep.
And and if I could ever convince you to withstand the heat, Huatulco has a lot of positives.
Huatulco was great.
And then she would go if she could ever convince my health to deal with Puebla. Puebla has possibilities because that's high on her list. So I mean, it's and literally we are going to have to sit down and separately make our lists and then compare the lists and
that'll be interesting. I think I know where both of our lists are going to be. I was in Helsinki years ago during the winter. There is only 4 hours of daylight a day. But after taking a train from the Soviet Union to there, trust me, it was like being in Las Vegas or Disney.
I get that.
Oh my goodness. That's wild. Learn about Charles Schwab, the FedEx replacement cards worldwide, free overnight. And they always have 2 separate checking accounts.
Charles Schwab does a very good job of taking care.
We love our Charles Schwab. Oh my gosh, best decision we made banking wise.
Oh God, yeah. Well, I mean,
we get all our ATM fees back.
We were sort of scrambling because BOA went. And forget the cigar, but there's the finger. BOA was like, you've been customers for how long? We don't really care. If you want to take your business elsewhere, we don't care. And so we were like, all right, we need to look someplace else. And Charles Schwab is the way to go because we don't pay for anything. Why don't you just turn it down?
No, I'm trying to figure out which one of these lights is flashing. Hold yours down for a minute. Oh. It might be yours. Just kind of tilt it down. Are we still flashing? Yeah. I don't understand. It's a little annoying.
Maybe it's your feed.
It might be the feed. Let's see. Chili ceases to be chili when beans are added. Yes, I'm a Texan.
Well, okay. I honest to God, Texas chili, yes, does not have beans in it. Mine does, always has. So, it's one of those. The hardest part about making chili down here is I cannot find the hot breakfast chili. The
breakfast,
the chubs that I use in them of
sausage. Mean sausage?
Breakfast sausage. Yeah.
Okay.
Breakfast sausage.
You can't find the hot sausage.
And
chubs.
So fortunately, a friend of ours is very adept at making sausage, and he is going to make a
Oh, okay, cool.
Popping up sausage.
I was going to say I can actually make some country sausage now because I got my sage.
I need some hot sausage.
You need the hot sausage.
I need a hot sausage.
All right, all right. Let's see. I was late. I'm catching up. By coincidence, I just read a story about WestJet, the number 2 airline in Canada, reconfiguring economy to be non-reclining seats so that they can add one more row.
There you go.
Oh no, but damn, you know what? All right, look, I got a big old butt, okay? And when I try to get into those seats, do you know how much of a struggle it is? Because my butt is pushing up against the seat in front of me just so I can slide in.
Quite frequently,
turned around.
The armrest goes up between the two of us.
I mean, it's just like, my goodness. And I'm not so big that I have to buy a second seat. That's not the case. They're just so tight together. It's just ridiculous. It's ridiculous. That's why airline flying sucks so bad now. It's because it's uncomfortable. It's not even comfortable. It's not glamorous. There's nothing joyous about it.
No,
at all.
And think about it. Yeah, that's Canada's second biggest one. Imagine flying from Vancouver to Montreal. You know, that's a long flight. And to not be able to recline your seat even just a little bit,
Or how about the fact that they're going to squeeze another row of seats?
That's why they're doing it.
Yeah, I mean, like that just means you got tighter seats now. Less leg room, more people trying to squeeze in and out of their seat. Just ridiculous. Mark spoke to customer service today. My Samsung S22 will be supported for 7 years. So we have 4 more years.
There we go. I'm good.
Phone was new on the market 3 years ago. That's pretty much why so I got into a habit of swapping my phone out just about every 2 years because I had a phone for almost 4 years, and my employer denied me access to applications. We came back from a trip to Mexico, where we were in Mexico for about 2 weeks, and my phone wasn't working anymore with work. It wasn't working. Found out that my phone was considered to be too old, and my version of Android was too old. It didn't meet their security requirements anymore. I had to go buy a new phone.
Oh, and that's what prompted us before we came down here to upgrade both of our phones.
Yeah,
I would have still been like, I'm good, but
I did it for work.
But we were like, she did it for work, and we were like, you know what? Let's just go ahead and do it before we get down there for both of us. Same way we bought her, this top of the line computer so she'd be able to do her video editing and everything else.
Yep.
And I bought me a new Dell, whatever. It was like, okay. I mean, mine's nothing special, computer-wise.
Oh, the computer. I thought we were talking about phones.
No, but no, I said we bought you this.
Oh, yeah. It's an Alienware.
Yeah, and so bought me a new one, just so we walked down here, we had new gear.
Yeah.
And so far, knock on wood, everything has been good.
Great.
Yeah.
We don't want to jinx that. Moving along. I remember the days when American Airlines commercials taking seats out of the planes.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah. Yeah.
That didn't last long.
No. Just by the way, Arnold Palmer did not own Rolling Rock beer. No, he didn't. Even though everyone thinks that from being from Latrobe. No, he didn't own it. He didn't even drink it. I can tell you, I've actually met Arnold Palmer and didn't even realize who he was.
Because if you knew what was coming out of that water,
oh my God,
that they use in Latrobe, you would go.
Before they expanded and added all the extra tanks.
Yeah, I'm not drinking that.
All that creek water running through Latrobe is full of rust.
That was coming straight from the steel mills
and mine runoff. It is nasty ass water.
Yeah.
And that's what they were making Rolling Rock beer out of. Now they've expanded their operations. They got a whole lot more tanks, but I don't know. They even joined with Snapple for
Yeah.
a while. I don't know much more about it after that, but no, Arnold Palmer's never had
Nope.
anything to do with Rolling Rock beer. No, his big thing was Pennzoil.
Cadillac.
Cadillac, yeah.
Yep.
And yeah, I met him one day because I was working the summer at my high school in Latrobe, which was across the street from the country club. And I was in the athletic director's office. I love this guy's name. His name was Gary Garrison. That's more like a news anchor than anything else, but he was
We're going to Gary Garrison for the sports.
Right.
Come on, Gary.
And so Gary Garrison was our athletic director, and I was covering lunch in his office because his secretary was stepping out for lunch. And Arnold Palmer walks in. Well, I don't realize he's Arnold Palmer. I know the name, but I really didn't put the face with the name. I don't watch
She
golf.
had no real clue of sports.
No. So he's standing there and he wants to know if Gary's in. He just calls him Gary. He doesn't call him Mr. Garrison. And I'm like, no, I'm sorry, Mr. Garrison is out. And I said, can I let him know that you were here? And he goes, yeah, just tell him I was here. Okay. And I pick up one of those while you were out tablets, and I got a pen. And who should I tell him was here? And he's like, he laughed. He chuckled and he said, just tell him Arnie was here.
Probably made his day.
Okay. Arnie was here. So I there it is. I got the note, laying it down. Secretary comes back from lunch. She goes, oh, you met Arnold Palmer. I'm like, I what? And she had to show me Mr. Garrison's office. He had lots of photos that he took with Arnold Palmer. They were actually friends. He had the autographed Pennzoil can holding all his pencils and all that jazz. And yeah, I didn't even know it was him. So I wanted he used to do fundraisers for the first hospital I worked at. I worked at Latrobe Area Hospital, and he would do a golf gala every year to raise money for the hospital. And I remember one time I almost walked up to him and said, you may not remember this, but I was that person in the high school who had no idea who you were.
Well, you made an impression enough that if he's going to remember anybody,
I know. But
I will say this. Arnold Palmer had one of the few things that celebrities have, and that was he was able, and I saw him at numerous tournaments. He'd be walking by a crowd, and you would swear to God that he would look at you and smile. And that's not the case with everybody, but that's what you felt, with Arnold Palmer. It's just, and that's the reason why he was, the man of the people and everything else, because it's what you felt, and I saw him when he was on the seniors tour, and yeah, it just was like, wow, you can see why everybody just loved him.
There you go. Good old Arnie Palmer. And and when he got that prostate cancer scare, all the money at Latrobe Hospital kind of shrunk up and their butts all got tight.
Well, that's sort of appropriate, isn't
it? No more raises. They wanted to cut back on everything because they finally realized that their cash cow might not be around forever. So that's what happened.
You had to go to the bud on there.
I know.
Yeah.
Can't spend the money.
Yeah.
And when you're bringing food in, do you have to say you're bringing food in, or do you just go through the green with nothing to declare? I just go through the green. They will ask you sometimes if you have any seeds, any plants, things like that. Just be honest and tell them, if you're not bringing that stuff in, which you can't do anyway, you don't have that stuff.
The biggest thing we do is we make sure that what we bring in is on the accepted list.
Yes.
And it's like we used to declare when we would go to Quintana Roo for vacation, we would declare the cigars. Biggest mistake we ever made, because they checked every stinking time. Everybody who said anything about tobacco got pulled over and had their bag searched.
And they went through the whole
And they went
bag.
through everything.
Yes.
And so what we learned is if you are within what they consider the legal amount, you don't have to declare it. So we go through and we look and go, okay, nope, this doesn't, this, nothing that is going to trigger it, and go, boom, now we're good to go.
Also recommend too, if you're bringing any new items in, that you take them out of the new boxes, take them out of new wrappers. You don't want it to look like you're bringing in a whole bunch of new
Like you're
electronics,
muling.
and you don't want to look like you're muling electronics and stuff in, and trying to avoid the VAT. What?
The rag.
Why? Oh, yeah. So you don't want to look like you're trying to avoid paying VAT, which in theory you kind of are, because you're taking everything that you have that's new out of the box so that it doesn't look new.
Yeah, I think the only thing we brought back new this time that was still in the box was the frame.
No, we got a second.
Digital-
We got a
digital-
second VC box.
Well, yeah, but you took that out of the box.
I took it out of the box. Yeah.
The only thing that was still in the box was the actual photo frame. We got one of the digital photo frame. My mom bought us one, and it lasted 5 days, and it crapped out on us.
Oh.
So
I wish we could get real Cuban cigars down here at an affordable price. A few years back, I bought some on Mercado Libre, and they were totally fake.
absolutely,
They're almost always fake. How many times guys have walked up to Mark and saying that they've got Cubanos, and he looks at them and he knows immediately that they're not real. I am a little surprised, to be honest, that tobacco here
is it expensive?
is expensive. It really is expensive. Even cigars, they're double the price of what we're used to paying. Pretty much. At least a third higher.
I was going to say 1.5 times is about accurate.
Yeah.
But to be honest, Joe, we got Black Chazaro right down the road in Ezequiel Montez, and they make some phenomenal smokes. And I will say this, I have been buying from them now for almost 3 years, and they have never raised the price yet.
No, and he's bought from other companies too, like San Andreas and stuff. They're not as good for him.
Well, no, not for the affordable sticks. The San Andreas that we picked up at the factory there, oh my God. Their high-end stick
good
is primo. I remember sitting out by the pool with Jose Luis, and it was like, damn, this is a good stick. But it was also, I want to say, close to 900 pesos for a stick. Or no, not 900 pesos, 300 pesos for a stick, $15 a stick.
Yeah.
Well, it should be good.
Yeah.
And
I think the price is probably also reflective of the fact that the cigars that he buys from San Andreas or Black Chazaro, they're hand rolled. They're not machine rolled.
No, the ones I get from Black Chazaro are machine rolled.
Are they?
Yeah. Yeah, they're machine rolled. They're the Coronas. They're machine rolled.
Oh, okay. Well, anyway, they're
Maduros, they're Negros. Oh my God.
In the brew.
Oh.
They make this brew. Oh my gosh. And it smelled really good. It did. It had coffee, some kind of berries, and I don't even know what all, and it smelled so good. Cognac, I think, was in it. I don't know. It was good. Very good. And they would soak their wrappers in that. Okay. Beans are a must. I'm a Mexican. Frijoles. Oh, yeah. So cool. Oh, golf. I was sitting here trying to figure out who Arnold Palmer is. Right, Shane, right? Never been into golf, so that explains it. Well, and that's why I didn't realize I was talking to the man.
Yes, but there are certain figures in any sport that are.
I knew his name.
Yes,
that
are bigger than sports, and Arnold was one of them. So
Yeah. Oh, Winston. The
Now, I
dog,
remember this.
dog sniffed out the
Yep.
Zatarans. They opened the boxes a little bit.
Yeah,
Bit of a
I
hassle.
remember that when Winston brought that down and they were sealed with the masking tape because they had opened them up to take a peek, and you know, it was like
They probably couldn't believe that somebody was bringing like a beans and rice type dish in a box into Mexico.
into Mexico. I mean, I get it.
Like, what are they really up to?
And we
here?
really tried to do the dirty rice one time, and we came close, and
it wasn't the same.
But we realized we used the wrong meat, and that was probably the biggest.
Well, yeah, we didn't have the right type of sausage. We know how to make the sausage now.
But dirty rice, we don't put sausage. We put ground beef in, and so that was sort of the biggest. Oop.
Well, how did we mess it up then?
We put in sausage
instead of ground beef.
Instead of ground beef.
Well, why would we do that?
I don't know. I don't know what we were thinking at the time.
And it was chorizo too.
Yeah,
so that wasn't right.
Yeah, it wasn't right.
Anyway, I don't know. I think I've seen some Cubano Cigas store at the border.
Yeah, the biggest problem with the Cubano puros aquí in Mexico is unless they are from the Havana store, the odds are 95 to 99% that what you're getting is a fake.
And so therefore,
and quite honestly, I had a customer who was in Canada, and every year at the PMA show, Photo Marketing Association show, this customer, and I will not name him just so I don't know what the statute of limitations is, so I'm not going to get him in trouble. But this customer walked by, and he would drop a little brown bag on my booth table.
And it wasn't full of poop.
No, it wasn't full of poop. And he'd sort of wave at me and go, I go, thank you, and it would be 4, 5, 6 Cuban cigars. It's sort of his way of saying thanks for taking care of him. And, one of my best memories ever was one particular year they had totally redone the Golden Nugget. And that was on Fremont Street. And they turned it into a 5-star hotel. And they were having problems getting people there. And we got rooms in the Golden Nugget for $63 a night.
Wow.
And yeah, it was a pain in the butt to get from Fremont Street back down to the convention center. But okay, we dealt with it. And check in, and they go, hey, we're having the Fremont Street experience, and we're bringing in some bands, and tomorrow night is the Guess Who. And I'm like, what?
Without Burton Cummings.
Without Burton Cummings, without Randy Bachman.
Okay.
I mean, it was a tribute band, basically. It had Jim Peterson.
It was the Guess What?
Yeah, Guess What or Guess Who. Guess Who's still original.
Guess Who's not here?
Yeah, and so, and they were selling these 32-ounce plastic boots of beer for $6.50 and $3 for a refill. And so I'm sitting there, and the stage was right next to the Golden Nugget. Ooh. And literally walk outside, walk over, get a boot of beer, and light one of the cigars, the Cubans I got. And sometimes the Cubans were very, very good, and sometimes they're very, very harsh. And this particular time, it was like, oh my God, this is one of the best cigars I have ever smoked in my life. And I'm sitting there, I got a beer. I am 20 feet away from the stage for the Guess Who. And I've got this great cigar going. And this person comes up behind me and goes, would you mind putting out that cigar? And I went, are you behind me? And she went, yes. I said, so that means I was standing here first, correct? Yes. I said, so you can move. No, I'm not putting out the cigar. We are outside. Deal with it.
Oh,
because I was not putting this cigar out for anybody, unless they had a gun. But, if they'd been a cop, maybe they got away with it. But no, some person going, I don't like the smell of your cigar. Because I'm a polite enough person. When I smoke my cigars, when I walk up to a blackjack table, I ask everybody, do you mind if I smoke a cigar? If somebody says yes, I don't light up. When that person leaves, I light up a cigar. And I had this instance occur one time. I think we were at New York that time. And person sits down at the table and goes, would you mind putting that cigar out? I said, yes, I would. I said, you chose to sit at this table. This cigar was already lit. You made the choice, not me. They got up and left, and the dealer looked at me and went, thank you for handling it that way. And I went, hey, they chose to sit where somebody was smoking a cigar. So, when I sit down, I ask everybody to make sure they're good with it. So,
such a polite cigar smoker.
try to be.
He was polite tonight. He was sitting over here where he normally sits, but the wind was carrying all of his smoke right into my face. So we switched spots, which now he's like gone. So, Arnold and Chi-Chi, best of friends. Okay, so Willie, you're talking about golf, and I guess Chi-Chi must be a golfer because I wouldn't know. So if he's a golfer, I get it. Hopefully that's what he is. I keep having his hair. It keeps hanging in my face and it's tickling my nose. Sorry. Let's see. What else did we do? So Turtle Hospital, shark teeth. Freezing on an airplane. Oh, we went to Eaton Park. I know that's not a big deal to anybody, but I haven't been to an Eaton Park since 20 years ago or more.
Longer than that. How long have we been together?
Yeah. That was the last time we actually met each other at an Eaton Park. Now, what is Eaton Park? Well, in southwestern Pennsylvania, it is spelled Eat, the letter N, Park. And it is a diner chain in that region. And I don't know how long they've been around. A long time.
Long time.
And when I was a little kid, even, anytime there was any kind of big major function at school, like a band concert, a choral concert, and we clicked out again. Okay. So anytime we had some kind of thing going on at the school, we always went to Eaton Park afterwards and we get dinner or an ice cream sundae or something. So something that they're known for are their smiley face cookies. And it's just simply a sugar cookie with royal icing. That's really all it is. And they try to make them really happy and cute and colorful. But it's like a thing. You buy the smiley cookies. And last time I bought a dozen smiley cookies, they were like $5 or $6. Now they're like 14. But again,
$13.99.
But again, it's been over 20 years. So, whatever. So they're a little over $1 a cookie. I mean, I've spent a lot more at other places for cookies.
Well, and quite honestly, one of the things is, that was where we first physically laid eyes on each other, was at an Eaton Park.
An Eaton Park, yeah.
And we had not been back to an Eaton Park in 26, 27 years.
Yeah.
It'd been a while.
It's been a while. And so one of the things I was hoping they still had, and they didn't, and our waitress didn't even know what I was talking about. So it's like they haven't had them in a while. They used to have in their buffet area, if you wanted buffet stuff.
Salad bar area.
It's a salad
basically
bar.
Basically with a soup bar at the end.
Yeah, and a few other things. They used to have a batter dipped fried pineapple. I used to think it was apple, and somebody corrected me one day and said, no, it's pineapple. Well, these things were amazing. Well, they don't have them anymore. But on their menu, I got the most Pennsylvanian thing you can possibly order. I got kielbasi, and pierogies. Mmm. Oh, and potato pancakes on the side.
Yeah, but it was interesting sort of being back there that many years. You know,
Yeah.
and we were in a different location because we weren't driving all the hell the way to McKeesport.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
We were close to the airport. So that was cool. So we had Eaton Park and we had Eaton Park cookies. And a funny thing was, I took the cookies to the beach. You wouldn't believe how excited our girls were. Are those Eaton Park cookies? Yeah.
And both of them were like,
Oh,
oh,
yeah, the smiley face cookies, man. You gotta have those cookies. They're so good.
I didn't have a one.
No, you didn't.
Nope.
And Chloe didn't need any of the smiley face. She ate the chocolate
She
chip
had
ones.
chocolate chip ones.
But
that's okay. Lexi and Kate were like, okay, you're leaving us a smiley face. I'll jump all over those.
Yep.
You
So
know.
we got to have smiley face cookies. I know that's like a dumb story, but anybody from southwestern Pennsylvania knows what Eaton Park is. So don't forget to like the video. Hola to you, Diana. I'm not real sure how to pronounce it, so I'll say Diana. And so glad
Yeah, we had that little.
you guys are back. Yes. Oh, you're blurry now. Why are we blurry? It's better.
I
had
had a moment there when it reconnected that it sort of went.
It went crazy. You know, shoe fly pie is a very Pennsylvania thing, and I have never had it. It's more central Pennsylvania. It's Amish country, very much a central Pennsylvania thing. And I used to live in Western, so I've never had
that
it.
Center County and that area?
Yeah, Lancaster,
York.
Lancaster, as we used to say.
Well, yeah, I'm sorry. Pennsylvania, it's Lancaster, and South Carolina, it's Lancaster.
Right. Unless, of course, you're from Lancaster in Pennsylvania, and they will correct you and say it's Lancaster. But southwestern Pennsylvania people call it Lancaster. So,
and in South Carolina, it's Lancaster.
Yeah, but I've never had it. I've seen recipes for it. I considered making it. It's one of those things where it's very, very specifically regional. It's kind of like a Philly cheesesteak in Philly. Kind of like that. What?
Which you still don't get the best ones at Pat's and.
No, I know this. I get hammered every time. I go to Philly. I go to 9th and Passyunk, to basically the biggest tourist trap in Philly, to get my cheesesteak. You got Gino's on one side. You got Pat's King of Steaks on the other. I've tried them both. Gino's is too dry for me. Pat's is juicy, greasy. I love it. You let the juice just run down and drip off your elbows.
Well, it reminds you of an Italian roast beef sandwich.
It does, to some extent. And I know it's a tourist trap. And I mean, I even asked a guy one time who was making me a Gino's cheesesteak. And I said, so tell me, where are the best places in Philly to get a cheesesteak?
He don't get them at Gino's or Pat's.
And he said to me, you got to go into the neighborhoods, to the mom and pops where they make it with love.
Well, I mean, it's the same thing here in Mexico.
Yeah.
You want the good tacos and the good stuff, you go to the locals.
Yeah. And I get it. And I've also had, what is that pork sandwich that they sell? They sell it uptown. They've got like an old railroad place that they turned into this big marketplace, and they got these pork sandwiches in there, and they're really famous in Philly too. They're okay. I prefer a cheesesteak. Yeah.
Well, I mean, let's be for real. One of the other things is, like in Charlotte, there are places to get fried chicken.
Prices.
And then there's the Coop.
Prices Chicken Coop. Oh my God.
I mean, it's like
so good.
You want the best fried chicken, you go to Price's Chicken Coop.
Yeah.
Just south of Uptown, because in Charlotte they don't call it downtown, they call it Uptown. And you go to the Coop, and they have a sweet tea that is so thick that it's like it glop, glop, glop as it comes out. We would never even make it out of the parking lot. We'd be sitting there in the parking lot in the car eating
and there's a line of people at Price's Chicken Coop. You got suits, construction workers. I mean, it's everything.
Everybody. If you're smart, you go to Prices, man. It's where you go.
And it is like going to the soup Nazi in Seinfeld. You don't have time to think about it.
That's like Pat's. Same thing.
You better know what it is you want.
Know what you want. You get to that counter.
Don't be on your phone because
and we're back.
And it's just one of those things where it's like, they ain't got time for you. This isn't about you. This is about what do you want and who's behind you.
Yep.
Get out of the way.
Yep. And hi, Michael. Thank you for joining us tonight. See, so Cindy, Lancaster is where you're from, but you probably call it Lancaster. I mean, I had friends that were from there that I went to college with, and they corrected me every time. I'm like, that's what I was raised with. I also call it Appalachian. When you're in southwestern Pennsylvania, you call it the Appalachian Mountains. You don't call it the Appalachian Mountains. You just don't.
And then she came south to where they're at, and she found out that it was, it's the Appalachians.
It is here. But if you're in southwestern Pennsylvania,
I get that, but you go where it's at, and they call it the Appalachians.
You do as they when in Rome. That's what that is. At this point, how do you both feel staying in Querétaro? Does it feel like home? If you could name one thing that you do not have there that you wish for, what would that be? Well, let's tackle this.
Damn.
We like Querétaro quite a bit.
Damn, and
we always have from the day we arrived. It's always been really high on our list. But it's one of those things where we definitely wanted to give every place we wanted to look at an equal opportunity to impress the socks off of us.
And they have.
I
mean, quite honestly, they're in the place that we have been to that we would go, that place sucked other than Tulum.
Yeah, we didn't like Tulum.
Other than Tulum, that was the only place that what are you going to say, Playa del Carmen?
Playa del Carmen.
I mean, the whole Riviera Maya.
A little bit, yeah.
We never had Riviera Maya on our list, and there was a reason why. And that was like, too touristy, too gringo-y. I mean, it was everything that we
didn't want.
Everything that we fell in love with about Mexico through Riviera Maya, we found to be even greater outside of Riviera Maya.
Yeah.
And so that was why we went, no, we're not going to move to Riviera Maya.
Does it feel like home? Yeah, it does. It does feel like home. And that's probably just compounded with the fact that we have a lease and a place to come back to after we visit other places. That, a place of familiarity. And so, yeah, it does feel like home. And let's see, if you could name one thing that you do not have that you wish for, what would that be? Honestly, I want my stereo and my records.
Well, I was thinking more Mexican.
All right.
I know,
but I do. I want my record player and my records.
I get that.
And my guitars.
I get that.
Yeah. I miss those things.
My answer?
Yeah.
Mercado 20 de Noviembre in Oaxaca. If we had that here, with we
haven't been to the Mercados here.
No,
yet.
I'm talking about Abuelitas, the restaurant.
Abuelitas was really good.
I mean,
it's true.
We had not found a restaurant that good anywhere else in Mexico.
But we have Tiqua now.
We still have not found Abuelitas that was a affordable.
That's true. It was very, very, very affordable.
I mean, it was an affordable restaurant that would blow your socks off with the quality of the food. That
What would I wish for? What would I wish for?
well,
Mm,
there's a logical, easy answer there too.
what's that?
All of them to be here. I'm just saying,
you
but
know, there's the having the family come visit type thing. Um, having my stuff out of storage would be nice. I don't know if there's a single shopping or grocery type item. I find it difficult to find underwear that I like. And I do like certain brands that I've grown.
oh, that was problematic for you.
I have certain brands that I've grown very accustomed to that I like a lot. Certain styles.
And the older we get, the more we get set in our ways as far as
And I've tried to find underwear, and I've bought underwear here. I've bought it off Amazon. I've bought it in stores. It's just not quite what I want, and they don't fit quite right. But anyway,
I can't relate.
the underwear, underwear's a thing. That's a serious thing. You got to have good underwear.
Really,
Yes, you do. Yes, you do.
really.
I've got underwear that I've been hanging on to that's getting so old it literally is thread thin. I can see through some of my underwear because I can't bring myself to get rid of it because I haven't found comfortable underwear yet to replace it. So
Ain't been a problem.
it ain't a problem for him because he's El Commando 50% of the time or more.
50. Yeah. Okay.
Okay. No soup for you. Well, that is no underwear for me.
They just talking about the
I know.
chicken coop.
I know. I know. Uh, Annie Vet always gives thumbs up. One of my friends that is in our ski group makes very best shoe fly pie. Jim's on South Street in Philly makes the best cheese steaks. Jim's.
See, Tom would know because
Jim's. There you go. Reading Market. Thank you. I couldn't think of the name of it. Thank you, Tom. Yeah, I've been in there, and they have some really nice Amish market stands inside Reading Market as well, where they would have things like honey butter. I'm just gonna have to make my own honey butter.
Wow. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh Lord. Let's see. Okay, Bug. I will get the recipe for shoe fly pie from my friend Kathy. I'm sure you will certainly do it justice and then some. Awesome. Yeah, it's one of those things I've just never had. It's just not a thing in Western Pennsylvania.
And one of the things, it's we have an interesting dynamic between the two of us. I cook most of the time, and I cook simplistic. That's just,
And then when I cook,
she cooks.
I made my $100 lasagna at the beach. Let me tell you what was in the cheese filling. A cup of pecorino romano, a cup of parmigiano reggiano, a cup of mascarpone, about 2 cups of ricotta, about a half pound of shredded Swiss cheese. Yes, I said Swiss. And a half pound of a provolone mozzarella blend. And that was just the cheese filling. And then in the cheese filling, I also put diced up, chopped up prosciutto. So I got 2 prosciutto di Parma, 2 packages, chopped that all up, mixed that in with the cheese filling, and 1 egg. That is my cheese filling. I learned that from my grandpap. Only when my grandpap didn't have money to buy some of those things, he used to maybe use Isley's chipped ham instead of prosciutto. But, so if you count all those cheeses.
And if you're not from Western Pennsylvania, you have no clue what Isley's chipped ham is.
Isley's chipped chopped ham.
Then they make this shit they call barbecue ham.
Yeah, you take some Coca-Cola and some ketchup and you mix it all together and throw in the chipped ham. The end. It's an abomination that I love. So
it's an abomination.
That cheese filling alone It's about $10 for the Romano, almost $10 for the Reggiano. I can't remember how much the mascarpone was, but it was at least $5, if not more. And then the ricotta was another $5. So that's $30 right there at least. And then the prosciutto is about $8 or $9 a package. So 30, 40, 50. There's 50 just on filling right there.
Well, then we forgot the ground beef.
Well, we didn't add ground beef. Yeah.
I said
Yeah.
we forgot the ground beef, and then
we
more
needed
cheese,
layering all the
two
cheese.
jars of the sauce instead of
Yeah.
one. And
Yeah. I used to call it $50 lasagna, but then
inflation hit.
And that was a special request. Somebody asked me to make that. His daughter said, "Can she make her lasagna?" And it was like, yeah. I love your answers. So fun with your vinyls and player. Yes, music choices are better on vinyl. I love it, and I miss it. I miss it. And I've got a pre-1970 floor console, like those old floor consoles. And I know it's pre-1970. I don't know how much older. I know that because the cabinet maker has their brand on the back, and they stopped making those cabinets in 1970. And that's all I can say about it. Paid $100 for it and spent $100 with a guy who specialized in analog restoration. And he replaced all the capacitors and stuff in it and did a few other little nice things, lubrication, stuff like that. So $200, nice classic old style console. And then, of course, I have my regular Audio Technica stereo. And then all those records, which I kind of miss my records. Yeah. And the clothing issue, yeah. Let's come back up here. Go back to the clothing issue. It's definitely the underwear, the undergarments. So bras and underwear are kind of difficult to get the right fit. And comfort level. So.
And then blue jean shorts, because the pockets in the blue jean shorts are only about yay deep. I can barely even fit the majority of my hand in there, and it's like, no, my wallet's sticking out. So, yeah, they're I mean, it's getting used to the fact of, it's different here than there. So,
Panthers or Patriots, sir?
Heart or mind? Because heart says the Panthers, and they just came off a 30-0 win. But then the other part of me is like, well, let's see, I'm a Carolina UNC fan, which is, oh, that's right, Drake May is the quarterback. If I had to put money on it, I would say the Patriots. They're at home.
There you go. Here's a very good question, Diana. Lake Chapala, Ajijic, they have Lake Chapala Society, where people can hang out, get help adjusting to Mexican cultural differences. Does Querétaro have any expat groups similar to that? Querétaro has expat groups, and they have expat Facebook groups as well.
God, Annie and Arlene would answer this question better than us.
Yeah, but the groups exist. I don't think you're going to find anybody anywhere as organized and deep in the into the culture of the area quite like the Lake Chapala Society.
No.
They've been around for a very long time. I know they have a library and they do a lot of programs and stuff. I don't think you're going to find anything quite that embedded in a
and then
community like that.
Speaking of the Lake Chapala Society, that will be hosting a lot of the events for the meet and greet in Ajijic in February of 26. So,
I think I'd really would like to do a video just on the Lake Chapala Society, because I think that they're very unique in the longevity and the services they offer.
We'll be there in just a few weeks.
I know. So, yes.
Off we go again.
Good underwear is a must. Yes. Thank you, Suzanne. It is used to be commando, but that's right. you got to have some good underwear, man. And I've been hanging on to some of this threadbare stuff until I can find some adequate replacements. I've had to recently throw a few pair away because they ended up starting getting holes in them. And I don't want to get rid of them because they're so darn comfortable. But geez, I hope I'm never in an accident and I have to, relive how your mom used to say, make sure you go wear clean underwear in case you're in an accident. It's like that. My underwear is clean, but boy, it's starting to look a little ratty, and I need some good stuff. And I should have shopped while we were at the beach for some freaking underwear, man. I should have just done it. I don't know why we were so busy. I slept El Commando for years. Now it is like I live in Antarctica. More clothing, please. How funny. What is he doing? Oh, he's in our little refrigerator getting stuff. One more, honey.
Yep.
You're going to drink a cider?
Oh, shit.
He grabbed the wrong one. Oh, that's another thing. When we were at the beach, I was able to buy Angry Orchard and Bold Rock cider. Now, when we lived close to Asheville, we lived very close to the Bold Rock cidery. So we used to go over there and get some of their stuff even on tap. They had some really good ciders that you could only get on tap or bottled very rarely throughout the year. And I kind of missed the Bold Rock. But don't you know, I bought a 6-pack of Angry Orchard and a 6-pack of Bold Rock. And all I ever drank was one Angry Orchard the entire time we were there.
No, the VAT one. Oh my God.
Oh, the VAT one from Bold Rock.
If you can ever get your hands on VAT one from Bold Rock, that is the most phenomenal.
It is very good.
Oh.
It is very good.
And they normally only sell it in the growlers.
Mm-hmm.
And that was one of our favorite things to do when we had the house in Fletcher and we were in the flight path, and we would go outside, had our fire pit, start a fire, have some, and literally we didn't drink any beer then. It was all cider.
Yeah. And it was good cider.
And we'd sit out there and we sat out there so long that we knew, oh, that's the Ajijic coming from St. Petersburg. Oh, yep, that's the American Airlines one coming from Charlotte. That's the Delta coming from Atlanta. I mean, we knew them all. But
the fire pit, the ciders, and some tunes.
And
just watching the planes come in.
and the boy running around outside. It was like, yeah, that was pretty good stuff.
Yeah, for sure. I answered perfectly. Thank you, Annie. Querétaro has many and plenty Facebook groups. And then you meet people in WhatsApp groups. Nothing society style. Yeah, I think that Lake Chapala is very unique in that aspect. That's society. I swear, I think the Lake Chapala Society might have been around since the 1950s.
Yes. I think I was going to say like 53, 54.
It is a well-aged, well-developed.
The only place I think that really has a longer-based expat society would be SMA, because that started in the 40s.
But I don't think they have something quite like that.
No, I agree.
Yeah.
But I think that SMA started, but Ajijic, Lake Chapala Society was basically probably one of the first ones.
Probably TMI, but Warner's and Olga are my brands. Nothing even close to them in Mexico. I have looked. My poor sister-in-law cannot find anything that fits, and she's Mexican. Oh no. Okay, so more TMI. I am a ladies' Fruit of the Loom or a Hanes Her Way person. And even then, there are certain styles that they sell within those brands. And I'm also a high cut. I don't like full briefs and I don't like bikinis. So I'm very particular, and it's just hard. It's hard. It's hard to find right fitting, the right style, the right size, just all those things. So, and I've looked on Amazon too. I've looked on Amazon, and I'll tell you what, Occasionally, I can find my underwear on Amazon, but do you want to know how much they want for that underwear?
Well, how important is it to you?
I know.
You're sitting here going,
I know.
I want this.
I know. I should have bought some.
Mhm.
We were in the freaking States. I should have stopped at a Walmart or something and just gone and looked for it.
Yeah, I mean,
And we didn't. So
that's one of those things that you go, Commando still fits all the time.
So where was that where you described the hard cider again? Bold Rock?
Bold Rock.
Bold Rock.
Bold Rock has, I think, when we left Fletcher,
North Carolina.
there were 3 cideries. There were 2 in Virginia and the 1 in North Carolina, because they tend to put them very close to where the apples
Yeah.
are.
Yeah.
And the mountains of North Carolina are perfect for the apples, and they haven't gone west out towards Washington State, with another great place for growing apples. So I think there's 2 in Virginia and 1 in North Carolina, and literally it was 3 miles from the house, and oh my God,
Really good.
and you would see Bold Rock in all the stores, but you would only find that one if you went to the actual cidery.
Yeah.
And
because it's by the tap.
And we would go there and we would be disappointed more often than not, because they wouldn't have that one, but they bring in food trucks and they'd have live bands. And so we still had a good time, but we're sitting here going, man, I'd love to get some Vat One.
The Vat One was like it wasn't
that was like our holy grail.
It wasn't made regularly.
No.
And it was very, very rarely ever bottled. If they bottled it, it came in almost like a champagne bottle.
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, our first time finding it, we actually found it in, I think it was in Ingalls or in Harris Teeter, and went, oh, let's try this, another flavor of Bold Rock. And we tried it and went, oh my God. And then we were like, oh, doing research online. Guess what?
They're right behind us.
You can normally only find them at a cidery, and it's only 3 miles down the road.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy. Anyway, I've been to the Lake Chapala Society, and they treated me very nicely. Good. Not even being a member. They said, I believe it is only $30 to $35 a year for membership, and they do so much.
Well, Tom, it's only 20 or 25 for the rest of us. They just upped it for you.
Oh, is that what it is? Yeah. Don't they have medical in Lake Chapala for Expat? You know what? There is Lakeside Medical Group.
Mm-hmm.
There's actually a lot of medical options in that area. But what's really unique is that Lakeside Medical, and maybe Dave, if he's still on, could speak up a little about this. Lakeside Medical Group is able to use your Medicare Advantage and they bill for you like you're used to. Like in Mexico, you really don't get places billing your insurance for you. Often, if you've got insurance, you
pay for it.
You pay and then go get reimbursed.
Right.
But they will actually do the billing for you. They do have standard set co-pays for things, and they're very reasonable. And they have expanded to other large areas that have a lot of foreigners living in them, and like Puerto Vallarta and stuff like that. They are supposed to have come to Querétaro. They're supposed to have an agreement with a hospital in Querétaro that you can go get treatment, and
they will bill
Medicare. Bill. So, that's one of those areas where they have tried their best to, because there's been a foreign presence for at least 60 to 70 years there. They have tried very hard to accommodate.
They want to get paid.
It's about the money too. It is.
It's about figuring out, if we do this, we can get paid.
Yeah.
And so somebody got smart and went, if we play the game this way, we can get money from the people here and
Mhm.
money from Medicare. So,
Yeah.
More power to them for figuring that out.
It's kind of like an HMO PPO type thing, kind of.
And I think that if it isn't in Querétaro yet, it should be within the next week or two. I think it was right before we left that we were like
reading about it.
Within a month they were going to be offering that service here in Querétaro.
And somebody pointed something out. Initially, we were asked if Safety Wings Nomad Insurance changed their age groups of who they would cover, because someone was not able to find a policy beyond a certain age date. But then I went and I looked, and I was able to see there was the last pocket of policy ages runs up to the age of 69. That's important to note because a lot of insurances you will age out, and you can't get insurance after that.
No, then it's on you.
Then it's on you. So even with our Nomad insurance, we only have coverage until the age of 69. And
why are you looking over here?
I wasn't.
Because I'm going to hit that number first?
Well, I just said we.
Oh, okay.
So, so the age of 69 is the max that we can get with Nomad insurance for the time being. I don't see that changing. And so when he turns 65, he's going to have to make a decision on whether he's going to sign up with Medicare, yada, yada, yada. And knowing that Lakeside Medical is working with Medicare Advantage plans, we need to dig a little deeper into that and get the details.
And that's rapidly approaching.
For him, yeah.
And trust me, my phone knows it because these people call 5, 6, 7 times a day going, do you know the Medicare? Go away.
Let's see. I think I purchased good undies high cut at Costco. The Costco. We're hoping that there'll be a Costco here on the south side of Querétaro.
Well, they're building it
soon, because right now that means us taking a drive up toward Juriquilla to get to the Costco, and we really can't stand that traffic. So
it's not a good drive.
It's not a good drive. It's a pain in the ass. It really is, but that's what happens when you have a city that is rapidly expanding. A lot of Medicare Advantage plans are changing. Coming 2026, the Lakeside is using Hospital Plus in Querétaro and SMA.
Yeah, I mean,
deal.
If somebody's trying to figure out a way to make money, they're going to do it.
See? I knew it. I knew it was the 1950s, Tom.
I did too.
I wasn't saying that you weren't.
I was trying to narrow it down to I thought it was 54.
Okay, so Chapala Society was founded in 1955 by Neil James, and she was the key figure. And they try to keep the people like me out.
I'm right there with you, brother. You know that.
Oh, goodness. All right. We are just about on the witching hour, just a couple minutes away from 8. So I think we're going to wrap it up so that so we can get to bed, because I have to get up early. He sleeps.
I don't get up that much further behind you.
He doesn't get up much further behind me. But then he takes a nap in the middle of the day as well. So, yeah. I'm a little tired.
There has to be some things to do with retirement that,
Gosh, retirement's hard. It's so hard. You know what you could do? You could stand outside tomorrow and wait for the Coca-Cola CL water guy.
I got to go to the store.
And flag him down.
And get us 2 Garifons.
Yeah, but you might not have to if you flag him down.
Well.
Because tomorrow's Thursday. Jueves.
Es posible. It all depends on whether or not I run out of Coke or not.
Oh.
On my last bottle.
That's important.
You think?
Okay. Goodness. Hey, Diane, thank you. Thank you for joining. We really enjoy having you here. And geez, I don't know. We like the engagement too. We like talking to you all and answering questions and just
Hey,
chatting it up.
it literally is just like, guess what, folks? If you come down to the meet and greet, this is what you'll get. That's
That's
what we
true.
are. I mean,
what we're doing right now. It is what it is. Yes, Annie. And we're having chili on Saturday. Chili with the beans.
with the beans.
Muchos frijoles.
Sorry, Willie, but yeah, I got to put it with the beans. You know,
Oh, another one here. Again, like Ernie said, I believe that hospital in Ajijic, Chapala, Lakeside Hospital, was owned by a hospital in Texas. And yes, it is Medicare Advantage. Jump on it before age 65. There you go. There you go.
I'm right there. I mean, it literally is now
He's on the verge.
months.
Thank you, Cindy. Thank you so much. And you as well, Suzanne. Thank you. All right, we're going to wrap it up. Thank you so much for being here. We appreciate you tuning in and just hanging out with us.
We love it. I mean, honestly, it literally is like sitting down with all our friends and going,
Yeah.
hey,
Got a video coming out this weekend. I believe it's going to be our cost of living wrap up for the time we spent in Querétaro and El Marqués. And good to see you too, Anna and Arlene. And we'll be back with another live in 2 weeks, right before we head out to Ajijic.
oh, that will be the Canes jersey night, because
Oh,
we do it on the 8th, and opening night, thank God, is on the 9th, because if the opening night was on the 8th, we'd have to be rescheduling, you know.
wow.
But
Okay. All right. Gracias. Oh, and empresas. Gracias, empresas. Isaac. Gracias. All right, guys. Ciao.
hasta luego.